as he will. Man has the right to love as he will. Take your fill and will of love as he will. When, where, and with whom he will. Man has the right to kill those who would want these like the slaves shall serve. Love is the law, love and the will. The law of the strong. Tell me the whole of the law. Thou hast no right but to do thy will. To that and no other shall say nay. Every man and every woman is a star. There is no God but man. The rights of man. Master Therion, Freya Burrow, Alistair Crowley, Alistair Crowley, Alistair Crowley. Man has the right to live by his own law, to live in the way that he wills to do, to work as he will, to play as he will, to rest as he will, to die when and how he will. Man has the right to eat what he will, to drink what he will, to dwell where he will, to move as he will on the face of the earth. Man has the right to think what, where, and with whom he will. Man has the right to kill those who want his rights. Slaves shall serve. Love is the law, love and the will. The law of the strong. This is our law and the joy of the world. Through the will shall be the whole of the law. Thou hast the right to do thy will. To that and no other shall say nay. Every man and every woman is a star. There is no God but man. There is no man. Master Therion, Freya Burrow, Alistair Crowley, Alistair Crowley, the Master Alistair Crowley. Man has the right to live by his own law, to live in the way that he wills to do, to work as he will, to play as he will, to rest as he will, to die when and how he will.
Happened between 1995 and so the Trump, everything with Trump, Virginia Governor, Colorado, that actually happened prior to 2004. It is correct that the 08 sweetheart deal is what comes back in 2019, he's re-convicted for. But it is, most of this stuff happens between 95 and 04.
Okay, so I just looked at that. So he had a grand jury in Charles. And then, someone must have filed civil charges against him in San Mateo County because they said they took information from that grand jury and used it in Florida.
Yes. This is exactly what happens, Ron.
Wait, there's only a grand jury proceeding if it's criminal.
So I'm looking at, I just read it, so I'm gonna, let me make sure I'm reading.
So the first grand jury proceeding was in 2006. After years of all the shit that he was doing, it wasn't until 2006. That's when it became criminal level time.
Yeah, and let me reread that. I read that wrong. It was other 2008 grand jury activity included reports from the San Mateo County civil grand jury. No, it says civil grand jury. I did read it right. Let me find it.
Never heard of that in my entire life. I don't question what you read, but now I need to.
I'm pulling it up so I can get the link.
always like a watchdog thing, like
Cigarrillo, where can I buy a cigarrillo? Yeah, okay.
can you eat this person? But yeah, they don't do like grand jury proceedings in the same way.
But they're the ones that actually, aren't they the ones that like,
They like do
do like the
investigation.
investigations?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're the ones that like go to visit jails, like look at conditions of different like county and city run stuff. Don't see how that would have anything to do with Epstein though. But
Yeah, because he doesn't work. He's not a government worker. Because a lot of times they use that for government, right? Government employees. The government has a whole employee.
No, you're absolutely right. Yeah, it's an intra-governmental watchdog. Never heard of the San Mateo one, so now I'm like,
And if anybody doesn't know, it's basically South San Francisco in San Mateo.
You guys discussed the birthright citizenship.
Very briefly, the Supreme Court is taking a case. But when it broke,
wait, the grand jury case?
the New Hampshire case, the Supreme Court's going to decide the constitutionality of Trump's executive order. So we'll have an answer in June or July.
Maga and Lisa, there is something interesting here in which it says U.S. District Judge Rodney Smith said a recently passed federal law ordering the release of the records related to the cases overrode a federal rule prohibiting the release of the matters before a grand jury. So is this, am I reading this correctly, that it's basically saying that the president was able to override the grand jury rule, or the judge's ruling, the federal judge's ruling on not releasing these?
He didn't have it all. I don't think he had to. I guess he said that they want to see it, so he does. I'm thinking it's because the government filed a motion in the court, so he could have ruled against. I had phones. Okay. Next to the sticky phone.
First, like, you know.
Somebody recently arguing that wasn't possible, that it wasn't possible for the DOJ to override the grand jury to grant testimony. Wasn't that somebody arguing that? Wasn't that Mel or somebody arguing that recently?
What?
Wasn't someone arguing? I remember there was a discussion about this, and I thought it was Mel, and I was in agreement with Mel that the DOJ would have the authority to basically that Trump could always release the grand jury testimony. I think that's basically what the back and forth was about. And I'm not saying that's exactly what happened in this case, but it's fairly close. So that you're
Yes, the judges still have to sign off on the release, and that was wrong. The judge could have said no if he wanted to. That is correct.
this is Congress's law. So Congress also had to pass this, and then it'd be signed. So you got the full of the legislative and executive branch ordering this release. So it is not just the executive.
Who outside?
Wait, so what prompted the release of the grand jury proceedings? Because that's like not full course of business. There has to be something that.
I think the DOJ filed a motion. They passed the law. They did the motion filed. I haven't read the order. So I'm not computer expert. I'm research for it.
What law?
There was this case. You gotta get out of IGB.
Yeah,
No, that's
exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. When they passed the law, Biden re-requested it. The first time, the law gave her proximity, gave her the authority to go back and re-request it.
I thought she was the one withholding the evidence. What the fuck is going on?
She was told that it had evidence, but when Congress ordered signed off on the release and sent it to the president, working his hand to sign it, it hadn't happened.
I mean, they released Watergate.
I mean, he could have found it because it didn't necessarily have that.
Politically, he had.
Probably trying to do it for transparency. Remember, like with Watergate, that shouldn't have been released, and they released it because
National. They didn't want. You're right. They didn't want to do this. This was something that the administration wanted to do, but the congressional and in the public outweighed these documents, and that's what was being released. So.
Okay, but the grand jury proceedings don't have the list. So, like, this is just a waste of time. What is this gonna do?
Well, there's a lot of stuff in the proceedings that we didn't know. There's rumors about other people are. That's why Acosta and others wanted to keep it secret. So there may be some goodies that come out of that. You never know. But the point is you never know what's gonna come.
Can we like, instead of like, continuing to circle jerk over Epstein, can we maybe look at his name? Mike Johnson. What's his name? Is Mike Johnson? The one who's the Ohio State dude who was in on that cover up. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Like
What cover?
Oh, you didn't hear?
Talking
No,
about.
it was like 20 years of. It's no, not the state of Ohio State. It was 20 years of a doctor abusing residents at Ohio State.
Yeah, he was a wrestling teacher. He was a wrestling coach.
No, not the wrestling coach. He was a doctor. It wasn't just the wrestling team. It was literally all male sports teams. He
No,
had
I'm
a
saying Jim
doctor.
Jordan was the wrestling coach.
Yes. But what I'm saying is,
Am I crazy?
where there's smoke, there's fire. If you diddle kids once, you diddle kids twice. I want to know what else he's been up to.
No one cares about Jim. Jim Jordan's just a congressman. Nobody cares about that. They want the big fish. They want the big orange fish. Donald J. Trump.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't Jim Jordan Sandusky? Or was that a different?
Two separate diddling of children.
That one's Penn State, right?
Yep.
I know that. Well, I thought that's the one Jim Jordan was involved with. Who was? Okay, this is somebody different. Okay.
is not so good. Texas officials released the 911 calls made during deadly flooding. Why do people need to hear that? You think that's a good idea?
I could share an interesting case that was fascinating to me, but just like fucking bizarre. Did anyone hear about the?
Well, you asked your question, but I want you to answer my question first. Do you think that that's okay? You think that's?
What they released it for? Is there some case or controversy around it?
Yeah,
I do know that the parents are suing.
the parents are suing
Oh, there you go.
freedom of information from the press, so they have to do what it is.
Okay. What is
FEMA
it
dropped the
released?
ball.
Mm.
I think FEMA dropped the ball on that one as well. Or I think there was something that was supposed to go to Texas that didn't. There's definitely some federal involvement in the states. But yeah, I think they should drop it and let the people hear how much they fucked up.
Oh,
Those people did not have died.
oh my heart. But I don't know if I was a parent, I would want to hear that. I just. Carry on.
Yeah, I'll just tell you this: the federal officials didn't fuck up. There's probably some culpability with local officials. The warnings, but it was it'd be very difficult. Our weather services actually did an admirable job in trying to evaluate those levels.
Well, do you know what the people who are suing? Yeah. Why are they saying the state is responsible?
That local officials didn't. They had like a conference call, and he didn't even show up to it. And so, because this warning wasn't issued to that area, nobody knew how bad what was coming. And so there is going to be some liability there. That's for
Go ahead.
Are you following everybody this Holly Berry, Gavin Newsom menopause stuff? I can't get my head around it.
What?
I have. It's yes.
I don't. What is she so outraged about? I don't get it. I know he vetoed this bill and he wants them to control for costs, but what is she so upset about?
Because in her mind, he met with her and ignored the meeting they had. But unbeknownst to her, the provision is going to be added to the bill of 2026-27. And so, it was just a matter of miscommunication. He reached out to her manager and told her that it was added, and then she just, I want to say, apologized on the back end.
Well, she just bashed him on that video I saw a couple days ago.
Yeah, and he, from what I read this morning, he reached out to her manager today.
Oh, okay. All he's asking for is, instead of having the bill with no money on it, to actually lay out the expenditures. So because of that, he shouldn't be president. Like, what are we doing?
Correct.
Yeah, these people need a life.
When I seen the headline, I was like, Holly, out of all of the things you could be upset about, and that's not to say, and that's not to minimize menopause, but it's just like,
I've literally never heard Holly Berry speak out on political issues.
but that was my thing, like.
When I saw the video, I was like, oh shit, what did Gavin Newsom do? This is about menopause. So her big issue is a menopause bill. I haven't heard her on ICE, affordability, birthright citizenship, abortion. Did she say anything on Roe v. Wade? I don't remember any of that.
They said she was having a hot flash when she said it.
That's nasty. Now that's nasty.
That is crazy. But at the same time, I'm also thinking, like, you're Holly Berry. What could you possibly not have access to regarding your menopause journey?
And once in reparations, you know Holly Berry's against reparations.
Actually, just to add to that, y'all forgot that she has a women's health company called Resident Well.
I did not know that, actually.
Because she has that women's health company, she's very much interested in this menopause.
Is she holding the subsidies for a company for the bill?
I mean, yeah, what does the bill do? I don't understand. Like, I don't understand it. Like, what does the bill do?
the bill would force force health insurance companies to cover menopause, the effects of it. And the fear was from
said the way that it was written too broad, and it was going to increase it. So he said he wanted to basically take another look at it and try to reword it. And then they said he basically came out the meeting and just went right to social media.
Why would she say Gavin Newsom overlooked women? My understanding is he's been very progressive. Some would say too much so on quote unquote women's issues.
But he vetoed the bill twice or something like that. No, I wasn't aware of it twice. I knew. I knew about this year because of her.
Yeah.
They did it this year and last year. It would require healthcare service plans or other drug policies that cover outpatient prescription drugs to provide coverage for evaluation and treatment options for perimenopause and menopause symptoms. I'm not gonna hold you. Y'all just told me about this company she has. It's getting a little risky. I've never heard Halle Berry on.
Same. Yes. Very
I've
good.
never heard Halle Berry on any issue. And now, okay, granted, she may be going through menopause, but she has a company that would stand to benefit directly millions, possibly tens of millions of dollars. Now she's outraged. I've never heard this woman.
I'm sorry, she has spoken out against one thing that she's very much against, which is child support.
Oh, she's a child support. Okay, now take that.
She pays child support, and she considers it a
Child support.
Child support.
Oh, see, yeah, so it's getting grifty.
Is this the new celebrity get rich quick scheme? Create a company with a social cause, lobby the government for subsidies. Is that what's going on here?
It's not new.
I mean, well, not new, but like, pardon me, I'm only 30, but wow, what the fuck?
Wait a minute. Gavin Newsom said in an interview, I think y'all just said that, he said he included it in the budget next year.
That's what I read. Let me see. Let me pull it up. But that's what I read.
Yeah, he said we're reconciling that. I've included that in the budget next year. She just didn't know. What are we doing? Everybody doesn't need. Why do people think they need to talk on politics? This woman hasn't done a good movie in 25 years. Let's get into it. Now, anti-Halle Berry. Fuck it. Did Halle Berry say anything when the reparations task force was doing anything in California? Was she using her considerable bully pulpit on reparations in the task force in California? Jesus. Was Halle Berry doing anything when the Latino gangs were blowing up black neighborhoods in Southern California? You know, they've been firebombing black neighborhoods at least the mid-2010. Shout out to Creed. Creed talks about all the time.
He
So
does.
say anything. She said anything on that? Did Halle Berry have anything to say when they gentrified the fuck out of the East Bay and continue to do so and push out historic black communities? Did you have anything to say on that? Did Halle Berry have anything to say when they were going to give out fucking housing down payment to illegal immigrants? Yet black home ownership rates have been plummeting. Did Halle Berry have anything to say when they were blaming black people in California who only make up 7% of the population for the gay marriage not passing 10, 15 years ago? Did Halle Berry have anything to say? I'm almost done. If one can hear me on the roll, if you hear me on the roll, don't get under the stone. If you hear me on the roll, don't get under the stone. You're not Sisyphus. You're not getting up to Yale. I'm going to win. I'm Sisyphus. Shout to Abdel Kamu. Let me continue. Did Halle Berry have anything to say when they overturned affirmative action, which led to the steady decline of black wealth, black attendance and enrollment at Cal State and the Cal system? No. Did Halle Berry have anything to say when they tried to overturn Prop 209 a couple years ago? No. Did Halle Berry have anything to say when they tried to outlaw slave labor in California prisons? No. But she's got something to say about fucking menopause with a menopause company. Now, Halle Berry's fine is all outdoors, so I forgive her. I'm done.
Wait, what?
You just want to single way.
and you know he smelled. You know Billy Bob for Fatima, are you already?
She needs some
Fatima,
attention.
why don't you give us some car prayer? Everybody get up. Fatima, give us a car prayer. Do it.
About a thing. Every little thing is gonna be alright. Woke up this morning, rolled over everything, sun, street and bird. Oh my doorstep.
Tell me what she's drinking.
See?
What's this?
Leave sis alone. Go ahead, get it all out, sis.
It said that she want a rum and boom boom. She said she got her face on rum and boom boom. Rum and boom boom. He's with her down below. It's rum and boom boom. Rum and boom boom. She said she had to go. She said she wanted the injections of sublime directions and rules in the right eye. Trying to get it all get it right. She wanted rum and boom boom. That's what she said. She said she was back in her. She said, no, you can call me now for your free reading. That's what she said. She said she was ready to be clean up. She wasn't ready to be clean up.
Belong to my language.
She was always reading
You
and
do
clean
not
up.
belong to my language. Are you white?
I'm not a barrier. That's why it's fair. That's why it's fair.
I'm white.
I'm white as fair. It was a fire and real from Jamaica. I did my bar mitzvah in Kingston. It's the connection between rum punch and Jamaican Jew. We eat rum punch, we mean not drink the connection between the rum punch.
I'm not having white women singing in musical. No. I'm not gonna have a white woman sing to me in this day and ever. Fuck you. Are you a white woman? Right? Are you a trying to say to me that you got a friend? You know how to let what? No, I'm
She's drunk as shit.
No.
She's the Caribbean version of Gigi.
Don't train me on you. Are you one? I didn't read
She
somebody reading me. I'm watching this woman right now. I'm watching them.
Fatima, you say you live in London.
It doesn't matter.
You live in Forest Hill. What's part of London is a gal? That wow. Gal, are you in Forest Hill, London? What part of London are you in, gal? Are you back at yard? Maybe in Regent's Park by the zoo? I must have been where she was. She went on mute.
Fuck off. Listen.
Probably like that.
How about you this shit?
Fatima's like that drunk girl on 40-Year-Old Virgin. She gets so drunk at the club. 40-Year-Old Virgin. That's who she wants. And then after she throws up on you, what you say? I'll still have sex with you if you want. That's the type. I can tell by the type of drunk she is. I can tell by the type of drunk. She had that like cotton candy, pink bubblegum throw up all over Steve. Remember that scene? And you remember the song that was playing? Get Your Freak On by Missy Elliott. That's Fatima. That's her.
No, please.
That's her.
Because I remember that he said, I'll still have sex with you if you want.
Yeah, I'll still have sex with you if you want.
That is so
What did Steve
gross.
Carell say? What did he say? No thanks. No thanks. Fatima get you in the back of one of them old school London cabs. She been thrown up all over the back. You gonna come upstairs. I've got a flat in Forest Hills. Let me just clean up a little bit. And I'll clean up. I'll come upstairs. Just give me about 5-10 minutes. I'll be right with you. That's Fatima, just drunk as fuck. It's 9 o'clock in London. She is drunk as a stump. She been drinking Pimm's cups all day.
to learn.
But he was fooling me earlier. He told me that county prosecutors have more power than Supreme Court.
Right. But he came to learn, but he saw that he was the smartest. So then he had to begin to teach. Mm-hmm.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Fatima, she crashed.
And his brain doesn't look like his PTR. His brain does not look like his PTR. I looked at his PTR. His brain looks just like his PTR.
But I gotta tell you, that was it was all a joke. The guy was just playing. Thank you.
I hope so. Go ahead, Fatima. Do you think?
Oh, she back?
Yeah, she did. Yeah, let her do it. She gotta get it out. She'll throw up when she done. She's one of those people that throws up in the bathroom. She's supposed to do this. She's supposed to be they get drunk, they throw up in the bathroom. And instead of going to the bed because the floor is cold and comfortable, they just sleep right on the bathroom floor. And she wake up the next morning and her face is all cold. Why is it cold in here? That's when she fell asleep on the bathroom tile. Floor is real cold. That's Fatima. Just gin and food and vomit everywhere in the bathroom. She has to spend the next day cleaning it up. But it's all sticky.
This is turning my stomach.
12 hours. Yeah, she's one of them drunks.
You're very, very privileged.
That's that gin. You know, in the UK, they like gin.
That's in the ring.
My man said.
I like gin too. Oh, here comes some boy. I tell you, what's that song? The Freaks Come Out at Night.
Leave my soul alone. What happened to Fatima? I thought she was
I said gin and reminded her she had waiting on her kitchen to get it.
I gotta save you from this.
Thank you, sir. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Goat died.
I'm sorry.
Do you smoke cigarettes?
No, man, I don't.
Okay.
But thank you for asking.
Are you recently cold? Did you recently have a cold or a flu or virus?
Absolutely, Maggie. This is my voice. It's been my voice since I was born.
Well, that certainly wasn't your voice when you were born.
Actually, this has been my voice since I was a baby.
You sound like this, a grown woman who smokes 2 packs a day and drinks martinis.
Well, my voice that I don't smoke. Actually, I haven't had a martini in a while. But it sounds really good right now.
So what I'm asking you is, were you recently ill?
No.
Okay.
But thanks for asking.
What have you been eating?
Nothing. I know you're
I hear a lot.
trying, but it isn't working.
No, I'm asking. Let me tell you what I'm asking. I hear a lot of mucus in your voice.
Oh, I'm coming down with a sinus infection, you're right.
That's what I was at.
But this is my voice. You're not going to change the tone of my voice.
I'm not talking about the tone.
Okay. And the raspiness is always the same. I'm not sure what you're...
You sound like you're from the Valley, is it? Sounded.
Thanks, Trent. You know where it is.
Yeah. Don't let go of your tongue.
Thank you.
Foods.
Yeah,
Do you hear the mucus first, lady?
I don't know. I think that's how she always sounds.
Maybe she always has mucus. Maybe she always has mucus.
Well, I never paid attention. Now, there's some people, like, they, sound stop.
Like who?
He used to, he doesn't come here anymore, but, he always sounded like that. But I don't call people's names.
Well, then I'm not, because I'm trying to get it, I'm trying to, I guess, hear, not visualize, but hear who you're talking about.
Oh, okay.
So whom you're talking about, not who you're talking about, whom you're talking about.
Understood. But yeah, I don't have a name for him. Trent said PhD. You think PhD sound like he's stuff?
Yeah, or got a box of chicken in his mouth. Is one of the two.
That was a low blow.
That's my boy. I can say that. He's lost some weight too. Shout out to my boy who's lost. I think he's dropped 60 pounds.
He looks good.
Looking wild. Go down there to Jamaica.
So Trent. Hey, what's up, brother?
I trying to check vodka. I will drink Jack Daniels. My drug of choice is Jack Walker.
Did you know a black man invented the formula for Jack Daniels?
You talking about Uncle Nearest?
Yeah, you know about it. Okay. I just running up.
Tell us the last.
I just found out. Nathan Nearest. What was his last name, Trey? You know? Anyways, his name is Nearest. Yeah, for Jack Daniels. I think their family has its own whiskey now that has his formula that they're selling, and they made some kind of arrangement for it.
Well, the Jack Daniels descendants,
Is that what happened, Brad?
yeah, she started from there. She's going through a lot of strife though, because they had major financial issues, somebody internally screwed them up. But it seems like she's coming out of it now. But yeah, they're probably one of the strongest black-owned liquor brands that I'm aware of.
Okay.
In fact, I'm bought by Uncle Nearest for
Yeah.
first.
I'll support him too, and I'll give it to somebody who drinks it.
Oh, no, I've been drinking it for a while. I actually like it better than that, to be honest. I mean, it's really pretty close, but it's a little bit smoother for my taste. But I'm buying a bottle for a colleague for Christmas. So yeah.
You can get it regularly at that pub, just for people to know.
See Doug on the stage. Doug, what's up with the PTR? Come on, what's up?
Just you can say I'm a fan of Imam Wardi Muhammad, the guy standing next to Elijah Muhammad.
Picture.
What's
Who's
that?
the guy in the picture? Guy in the picture hanging on the wall.
That's the man. Wallace. Yeah, that's W.D. Muhammad, Master Farad.
He's the founder of the Nation of Islam, Devon.
Yeah, I know. I'm seeing if he know. I want to know why he got that picture on the wall.
Yeah, I got the because the Supreme Minister, Chief Imam Wardi Muhammad. That's why I have the picture.
Okay. What to say?
You would be proud of even the assistants.
As much as trying to drink.
Listen, I'm 44. I'm happy. I'm still in the game. Once a week.
I got a question for Go. What's your latest op-ed submission for the Times?
I haven't done one in several months, but whatever. Don't worry. Once I do it, I'll let you know. And I'll let you know that, like they've done every single one I've written, it'll be rejected. So, yeah. This is a lifelong rejection. It's fantastic. Everybody should try to write op-eds to the local and national newspapers. They reject almost all of them. It's like a 0.5% acceptance rate.
Well, they want, for the Times, they want name recognition, though, right?
Sometimes they do. Not all the time. It has to be very topical and somewhat fully polemical. But in this era, everything has to be calibrated around Trump's. I'm not really interested in that. So. Are you gonna write one? of the things that frustrates me about, I really like what you said. One thing that frustrates me about people is how they imagine Malcolm X divorced from Islam. It's impossible. It's impossible. All of those politics, his politics were not fired in the kiln of European Marxism. It was not fired in the kiln of European Marxist-inspired Pan-Africanism. It was fired in the kiln of Islam. And a lot of times when people try to secularize Malcolm X, they miss the forest for the bean pies. You cannot divorce his politics from his religion. In fact, as you were suggesting with his art, as his politics became more expansive and embracing of others, it's a direct result of his embrace of Sunni Islam. And one doesn't have to intuit this or surmise this. It's quite explicit. The first organization, as you well know and others probably know, that he starts is not the OAAU. It's Muslim Mosque Incorporated, MMI.
Yeah.
That's what he opens when he comes back from Mecca at the end of, I think from 64 to the beginning of 65. And so when people try to talk about him in these secular Eurocentric terms, those are people I don't listen to. You can only understand him through his religion, which is why you can also only understand someone like Martin King through his religion. And so when people who are atheists and others, Dr. Particular was big on this in the app, they used to always caricature religion in a kind of way where they think they need to divorce it. But the people they all admire, they came to their politics through their religious lives. And so when people try to get with Malcolm X, it's very annoying. I'm done. I don't want to go on for too long.
Yeah, one thing I'll add there is, I think even among those who may try to secularize him, if they want to admit at least that Islam has some effect on him, but they try to divorce him from Orthodox or mainstream Islam, aka Sunni Islam. But I think that's also kind of ridiculous because you just look at the end of his life. You mentioned Muslim Mosque Inc. But even like his funeral, the janazah, they brought in a proper Sunni sheikh from the Middle East to perform the funeral prayers. But even when he started Muslim Mosque Inc., he asked Wardi Muhammad to lead that organization, who took the Nation of Islam into Sunni Islam in 75 when he took over.
But then he got wrested from him.
What's that?
I said, but then it got wrested from him.
Well, so technically, look, people don't know this. Louis Farrakhan was a Sunni Muslim for 2 years as an imam.
Yeah.
But, so he took in '77. He just resurrected the nation, right? But the vast majority of the followers stayed with Wardi Muhammad. I don't know the percentage, but it's probably 9% stayed with him. A few went back, and then even if you look at it today, the nation at most 10,000 practicing members. The last number I saw in terms of membership was 20 to 30K. And the Imam Wardi Muhammad community is probably in the millions. And they practically run Philly.
It's not the millions. That's crazy. The millions? No.
Yeah. Yes. Okay.
Then there have been many things that came through, but not millions now. Overall, they've got to maybe.
I would say the majority of black, descendant of slaves, black American. I'm not talking about the Nigerian who came here 20 years ago, but those black Muslims in America, the vast majority of them are from the spiritual lineage of Imam Wardi Muhammad.
No, that's an interesting point. I think you should read about that. That's kind of interesting. Yeah, because it's almost certainly the case that.
It's not even close. It's probably, I'm making these numbers up, but if I check, it's probably over 95% are not in the nation.
Active and sort of black. That's for sure. But there is a history of black Americans becoming Sunni Muslims. Most famously, the jazz artists who did, like Ahmad Jamal and many others in the 50s into the 60s.
Like
But
Kareem.
PTR was Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, yeah.
Yeah, you're right. But from my research, and you're gonna have to pardon me, it's been over 20 years since I was into this stuff in detail, but yeah, they are like the remnants of Imam Murthy Muhammad is like the vast majority of Black American. Like if you're in the NBA, Sharif Abdul Rahim,
Of course.
he was also from that community.
Of course. Absolutely. I don't know, the Christianity, as it does, wiped out a lot of the Islam that might otherwise define Black American religion, but there was probably a time in this country, or at least from the colonial era to early America, where I don't want to say that there were as many African and African descended Muslims in the United States as there were Christians, but it was close. It was close because they were far more likely to come, on the slave trade and pass it on plantations, factories, fields, etc. Islam than they were Christianity. I actually don't know what this. There's a book. I haven't read it in a while. It's by a historian named Sylvain Diouf, and it's on enslaved Muslims. But the numbers are bigger than people would think, because we just assume that everybody is Christian. That the Black people, the Africans, and the descendants were Christian. But you didn't really have large numbers of enslaved Africans and their descendants, the Negroes who were Christian, really until the 1780s, 1790s, until some time. And then you don't get the big numbers until later in the early 19th century, 1810s, 1827. Excuse me. I think Islam, in a way, I don't know if you know this, Doug Funny, one of the most important figures around George Washington was a boy, and then became a young man by the name of Billy Lee, and he was admired greatly in Virginia, and he was Washington's aide-de-camp during the American War of Independence, or what you people call the American Revolutionary War. And you'll find him in a number of images of Washington, whether it's a kind of, I've seen it in familial portraits of the whole Washington family, the ways in which slaves, so-called luxury slaves, would be in the corner, you might see it there. There's another very famous picture of Washington in the field, and you see Billy Lee up on a horse, and he was esteemed. He was seen as one of the greatest horse riders, one of the greatest but to the horse riders in Virginia. All that is to say, always pictured, this guy's talking about Billy, he's almost always painted with a turban on. And there's no evidence that he was Muslim, from what we know from Washington. I'll come back in a second. But it's almost certain that he descended as an enslaved person from persons who were Muslim in West Africa. So the point is George Washington's number one guy, his sidekick, who he did free that slave. Remember, George Washington didn't free all of his slaves when he died in 1799, but the he did free was most likely an enslaved African or a descendant of enslaved African who was a Muslim. That's one thing. There's also letters, this is the last thing I'll say, I apologize. There's also letters of Washington and other slaveholders in Virginia talking about their religious preferences for their enslaved persons who they would import and then their effect on plantations. And they talk a lot about whether or not they should have Christians or heathens, as they might have called them, or what the term at the time was, Mohammedans, which meant Muslims. Sorry, I talked about 4 minutes there. I apologize. I'm done speaking.
You're good. I appreciate that. I haven't heard about Billy Lee. I'll look him up. I think it was like a year or 2 years ago, PBS ran a special on Muslims in America. from the pre-founding days. I was like a third, right? Is right, but about a third is best, I think, in terms of all the slaves that were brought were initially Muslim. And then
You should check out this book. It's called Servants of Allah: African Muslims Enslaved in the Americas. Now it's the Americas, so it's sort of bigger than just the United States, but she does touch on it there. It's a wonderful book, and it's arguably one of the most least understood aspects of early Black American history, Negro history, is the religious diversity. And as I always talk about, the long-standing reluctance to Christianity among the enslaved and their American descendants. Christianity did not offer a worldview that comported with the realities of chattel slavery. It took the interventions of the First Great Awakening, really the Second Great Awakening, beginning in the 1780s and 1790s and the 1820s, for enslaved persons to see something useful in Protestantism. And what they saw was a religion that could be danced, embodied, felt, spiritual practices that comported with their African religious traditions, and they changed Protestantism. This is why when people talk about Christianity as an enslaving religion, that's American Christianity, that's white Christianity, as Frederick Douglass and others would call it. But Black Christianity is something different. I've talked too much. People are probably tired of hearing this. People probably want to hear me come in and talk about how attorney generals are more powerful than the Supreme Court.
No. Not at all.
Can I ask just one last question?
Yeah, do you think?
If you're comfortable sharing, what's your personal faith tradition or,
Okay, that's very good question.
Just brief.
Wait a minute, before your question, I just want to say thank you for the wonderful little podcast. Go ahead.
Yeah, Christianity in Africa before the arrival of Europeans.
Yes. So there were patients, pause. There were sublime and generous. Now I hear that. This is serious thing. There were penetrations in the Congo. There were several kingdoms for political reasons, economic reasons, whether there was encounters with the Portuguese or other Europeans, where they converted. A good analog to this, and I wish that people would do a version of this is going to be a little bit out there. If you watch that show Shogun, did anybody watch Shogun on Hulu?
Yes, thank you. Nobody, every time I keep asking about it, nobody in here says
okay. You know how the Franciscans were there, and you had both the Catholics there and the Protestants. There's versions of that in Africa, where people are not simply missionaries, but also like kings and chiefs and shit converting for political expediency, or maybe they have revelations or whatever. So there is some penetration. The best, I think, a great introduction to this, because it gets to the slave trade. Somebody can put it in the chat. I don't want to put links in the chat, but somebody put it in the chat if they want. There's a great book on Black American, or let's say British North American Black Protestantism, where it begins in Africa and talks about those penetrations. It's a book by the historians Betty Wood and Sylvia Fry. It's called Come Shouting to Zion. And it actually begins in Africa Divine with those penetrations. There's another book called Michael Gomez's Exchanging Our Country Marks, which I believe gets to that. But there's also just books in Africa. But if you're interested in the connection between enslaved persons, let's say Africans, then captured in the Middle Passage, and then British North America in particular, that comes out in the sign. There was some penetration. Now, of course, you have Christianity in what is now the northern Sudan, in northern Sudan, in biblical times. I think it was Matthew. Who was it? Not Matthew. Somebody made it to Sudan in the 1st century. So they've been there for some time. But anyway, I don't want to take too much. So next got another good one. The art of conversion is another good start. If I am, my Ebro brother said people are tired of speaking, so we'll let him come up and tell us why we should all buy crypto and listen to a Nigerian while he's drunk off palm wine.
Wasn't Phyllis Wheatley Muslim, if I remember correctly, before conversion?
What, coming to the U.S.?
Yeah.
No, she came too early. She was probably She came on the boat, I think it was called Phyllis. She converted, but became a Christian in Massachusetts with the Wheatley family. Because she came when she was probably 7 or 8 years old, one way we know that. There's some textual evidence, but also some evidence based off her teeth when she got examined at the Chicago Seminary. But she almost certain became Christian here. You know what's fascinating about Phyllis Wheatley is she was asked after she'd been publishing, so she publishes her book in 1773. She was asked by some friends to go back to Africa as a missionary. I think she's from what is now Senegambia. I have to check. I'm doing this from memory. But she was asked to go back, serve as a missionary and spread the gospel, the good news. She was in contact with leading theologians at the time, like what was his name? Hopkins, the guy that did this and that was all that. She said no. So I ain't going back there. I can't do it. I'm staying. That's just nice over here. The Lord will work on them. But I don't think she came over here as a Christian. She was too young.
No. She came. She converted in the United States, but there is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but there is evidence that she was, at least had an Islamic education, because I remember because there was a source saying that she was taught early drawing letters, which is part of.
Oh, I thought you said she was Christian in Africa. I'm sorry.
No, she was Muslim or Islamic.
Oh, yes.
She received the Islamic education, and she was converted in, I think, Calvinist church, if I remember correctly.
Calvinist, Congregationalist. And yes, there is, based off of her literacy. That's one way we know about it too. How we track whether a slave person's literacy or Muslim or around Muslims because of their literacy. There's a biography that came a couple years ago. It's not great, although it was much ballyhooed. It's called by David Walt Stryker. He talks about it a little bit. She's almost certainly Fulani. Phyllis Wheatley's almost certainly Fulani. So that would explain that. But then Christianity takes over and it just sort of overwhelms. There are actually some weird kind of Christian Muslim syncretisms along with traditional African religions too in the New World, in the United States, but also parts of the Caribbean. Well, not the United States, but what became the United States, these weird kind of mixing and matching of the African traditional religions, Islam and Christianity as well. It's kind of nice, very interesting stuff. But anyway, anybody else can speak. I've spoken enough. You guys can talk about Donald Trump and the double tap. But I gotta find that letter. If you ever find the letter, brother neoliberal, it's fascinating. There's a letter. Let me see if I can find a letter from Wheatley about not going back to Africa. Because she has a very famous poem about her conversion that a lot of people see as not being on code. You know that poem, neoliberal? The song, it's called On Being Brought from Africa to America.
I definitely read it, but I read this in a book. I don't know if you recommend it. Black Enlightenment. It's 2023 book. And I read it from there, and the discussion that we opened, I found the source of it, and we put it in the chat on the supposed Islamic education. But I haven't had yet time to go through the writings.
Did you like Black Enlightenment?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, I did too. I liked it too. I gotta find the 1774, Phyllis Wheatley refused John Thornton's offer to go missionary in Africa, citing practical reasons like unfamiliarity with local languages and her own perceived inadequacies compared to male missionaries, but also desires to remain in the American establish her own path, turning down the mission, probably because it involved marrying a stranger and becoming dependent. This is an AI overview. This is also only partly true. She also cited her connection to the Wheatleys for not wanting to go. Now, what's fascinating about this is, I thought about this. This is 1774. We don't know what Wheatley's status was in 1774. I don't know what's in that text. And put in the chat what you think about it. Wheatley might have been free in 1774. Scholars do not know when Phyllis Wheatley became free. Because, remember, she goes to London to publish poems. That's 1773. And this is after Somerset. But then she has these connections and obligations to the Wheatley family, so she comes back. It's very, very complicated. So I don't know what the sister was. I do know she was free later in life, and when she married the black man, all the white people turned on her and stopped supporting her. And that's the story of this country. If you're a black man, they throw you out and you in a pauper's grave. Phyllis Wheatley married that brother Peters, Phyllis Wheatley Peters. She was the leading literary star of the Anglo-American world for 5 to 10 years. Once she became free and decided to have a black family, they threw her to the dogs, as the South Africans would say. Shout out to Jane Coetzee, the great Nobel Prize winner. Love Coetzee. To the dogs. You know who probably would agree with that decision? Chandra Rhimes from Tuskegee. They threw her to the dogs. She was part of the Huntington Connection. She was in London. She got the poem. She wrote famous poems to the Earl of Dartmouth. That's a fantastic poem. She wrote to the boys of Cambridge. Her poem to the boys of Cambridge is very funny, which is hard. So y'all too loud. Y'all supposed to be studying. Y'all playing around too much. Of course, a very famous poems to George Washington. Elegies, all the white ladies in town wanted her to do elegies. A little baby died from diphtheria, typhoid, whatever it was. They bring in little Phyllis to do a poem. She give you a poem. Then she puts a book together, subscription services. Susanna Wheatley, I think it's John Wheatley, all them making all this money. She styles herself as an Augustan poet in the tradition of Alexander Pope from 80 years before. But of course, reaches out to, what's his name? Mancius, I believe was the old Roman patriot, which is also neoclassical. And she marries it. We don't know when she's free, and they turn her out to the dogs. She was buried in an unmarked grave. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. But anyway, you people keep back to me. And you're a great one subscription.
I'm a great courses subscription. BBS. And I'll be dead honest. I don't know everything that you're talking about, but it sounds very interesting. I know the others are much more intelligent than on these matters. But your flow is beautiful.
Well, you know that Phyllis Wheatley is probably the most famous born son of Gambia, but I guess we could call him Negro. And there's a whole community of Negroes in Boston, the early Boston, this revolutionary era. And one of the things is you get a real look at the revolution from a different perspectives and worldviews and sets of years. And once you get into Wheatley, she's interesting. You start to learn about other, Lemuel Haynes, Prince Hall. It's all these black Boston. Eventually, you'll get to Mariah's story and Dana Walker, but they're a little bit later. Walker doesn't get into it. But in this revolutionary period of the 70s and 80s, and you start to, there's this very famous petition that these 8 men, some were still enslaved, some were formerly enslaved, they sent to the Massachusetts Assembly pressing for abolition. It was the first major abolitionist petition that was sent. Some of them were illiterate, so they signed it with an X. And you said, oh my God, it's not a lot of people. but there was a thriving Negro community, Black community in Boston who are right there alongside the John Adams of the world, the Samuel Adams of the world, the Earl of Darkness of the world. And so as this world history thing is happening, they're also part of it. They're not ancillary to it, but they're central to it. And so this period for me is very fascinating because it makes us think about, when we think about the founding of the United States, it makes us think about who the actual founders were. Ideas about freedom and liberty and equality and liberalism and all that kind of stuff. These people are contributing and pushing these so-called, the colonists, the white colonists, to think differently about certain kinds of things. It's no accident that Massachusetts is the first of the colonies to get rid of slavery, I think in 1780. People were pressing for that in the 70s by people. Lemuel Haynes was an indentured servant. He does when he gets out, he does what? He joins the militia. So he's helped. There's a man named Prince Dima. He's a painter who I've become obsessed with recently. He's an enslaved portraitist whose master's Prince Dima. His mother's name was Daphne. His master sent him to London to study with the great portrait masters there. He comes back, is free. What's he do? He joins the militia. So when people talk about the founders of freedom and equality, there's all these unnamed enslaved persons and formerly enslaved persons who are doing the actual work of putting the meat on the bones of the American project. They're the ones doing the work. Is John Adams doing work? Absolutely. Breonna can sing work. He's doing the work too. But so is Prince.
Since the figure. The Prince Hall, you mentioned Prince Hall. What happened to that? Because I got brothers up there. I went to school up there, and he's like, yeah, I joined Prince Hall, but I'm like, what are y'all doing? I haven't spoken to him in years. What happened to them? What are they doing? Where are they?
They're all over. I mean, Black organizations, voluntary organizations in the 18th century, which is one that started. How can you put it? They still do this, but the concentration of free blacks in, say, Boston in the 1770s, I think his very famous charges come out in 1770s, I think it's 1773, 1777, some of these hurt my days. But there's such a tight-knit community. Everything is, so in Boston, for example, everything goes through the lodge. If it doesn't go through the lodge, it goes to the African meeting house where the Baptists were. So part of it is the concentration of persons and a relatively small amount of persons. But as free blacks grew, it became more diffuse. So they do things, more local things than they were then. But it's also the case that black organizations, they caught the eye of white people. And so they became surveilled in a particular kind of way, which sort of accidentally probably made them more powerful. So if you read Boston newspapers, they are constantly interested in what the Prince Hall Masons are doing. Why does he want this charter? I think he gets it from either Scottish or I think it's Scottish. Why is he trying to get this charter? What are they doing here? Why are they having these parades? They also had a very public parade in public culture divine. So when it was, for example, July 4th, you might celebrate your July 4th over here. The black people are on July 5th. So they were always kind of counter-programming in a way that, caught the attention of these people. So, they still do their thing, but the sort of black institutional associational culture from the 18th to the first half of the 19th century, at the end of slavery, it just took a different shape. And also, the last thing I'll say is black people today already have a kind of national consciousness. You're black in America, black in America, black in America. In Prince Hall's day, they didn't have that yet. So when Prince Hall and his fellow Masons, or Wheatley and her cohort, although she didn't have much cohort of people, but let's just say black people around, although she did have some black friends, but maybe she was white. They saw themselves as black Bostonians. thinking about themselves as a race. Negroes did not start really thinking about themselves and imagining themselves as a race with national outreach really into the 1820s and 1830s. And that makes sense because it wasn't until 1827 when you get the first black newspaper. It was called Freedom Struggle. It was published out of New York. You actually need a kind of national literary and other forms of cultural production for people to imagine themselves, as Benedict Anderson would very famously say, as a nation. So black people in Philadelphia, when, say, Richard Allen and Absalom Jones do the yellow fever stuff, as connected to Boston, as connected to Baltimore. It's all very local. It takes culture, and then this is going to sound kind of glib, but it's true. It took like railroads and like physical movement in between locations for people to see that there's this kind of national racial consciousness that you then can build a kind of what we call a kind of black solidarity. Anyway.
Maggie, the Washington Bee is one of my favorite newspapers from early Black America.
Oh yeah, I mean that comes later. I think that comes later in the 19th century, if I recall.
Yeah.
We were talking about this morning. I was talking about this with Patty. I said, we need, just like different politicians and different musicians, their representatives out here, be it through social media or in real media, pushing a narrative and an agenda. I feel like we lost that. There is no national. We don't have Essence. We don't have Jet. We have Essence. Sorry, we don't have Jet. We don't have Ebony. We don't have a newspaper. If we do, I don't know about it. We got
That still exists.
No, it's not a clubhouse. No, we need to publicate this. We need to document this shit. This shit should be national. We should be receiving articles from people around the country and really getting stories out there of people that are actually doing shit. We just don't know because we can't expect them to promote it. Hell no.
Divine, to that point, I don't know if you recall, if it wasn't last year, it was the year before, when everyone was upset with how Essence Fest had turned out, and come to find out, I want to say he is Nigerian American. If not Nigerian American, he's Ghanaian, the CEO of Essence, and just ultimately, they were just talking about how Black Americans were no longer really in control of the event, and how it's more, some people call it like a taste of Africa, as opposed to what it traditionally was. So I'm curious to see how just the landscape of Black media, even the shade room is owned by a Nigerian woman. And that's not to say anything is wrong with the diaspora in any way. However, just I don't want to say traditional Black. However, our media companies are really owned by Black Americans these days.
I have an answer. I don't know, people probably disagree with me, but I actually take Devon's point, but I actually will go further. I don't think there's a Black public sphere. Black newspapers, radio stations, other print and media outlets, to the degree they exist, are very localized, oftentimes legacy and old. They have not transitioned to forms of new media. People in here like that Great Car show that was the Urban View thing. That's for old people. It's a very old model of exchanging, circulating discourse. And it feels like a throwback. And for those who like it, they like throwback stuff, or they're over 45. Right? This is just keep it real. 20-year-olds, 22-year-olds are not turning on. 30-year-olds are not turning on Great Car Show in the morning like 30-year-olds show. MAGA. And so, put on Malcolm in the middle or something. I'm responding to them. Okay. So the lack of a public sphere. This is something. There's a great essay on this that Michael Dawson wrote on Black public splits back in the 90s, and he already saw what was coming. But here's the biggest problem, and I mean, Zora Hurston said this would happen, and she's probably right. With something like Jim Crow, this also Kenneth Warren's argument, and I guess I agree with it. There's nothing Negroes together. Negroes, and maybe this is true, well, let's say at least Negroes, without the structure of oppression that was Jim Crow, or without it, they see no need to support, patronize, these publications. That's what's going on. So that's over. There was the last thing I'll say. Well, that's over. Go ahead, Mark. What do you think?
Lisa wanted to say something. Lisa, it's a part of it is true. I can't front. I agree with a lot of that. We need something new. The kids are going. What are they waking up? They're going on Instagram.
Consciousness.
Yeah. Started they got it to you. Social mention. Say, I was in a check cashing place today.
Okay, can I do something real quick? Because I don't know what this is. You would agree with this, Divine. You would. But regardless of what's old or anybody
Let me go,
over 45,
brother. Let me just stick with you. Go next.
dumb. And that's
I don't want to move.
Can I just finish? Calm your nerves. Calm your nerves.
Let me go. You go next.
Can I just finish?
I want to crash. Because first of all,
Okay,
oh shit, I know that boy. You go into the audience.
No, wait. Oh, see, I tried to. Oh my God. Go ahead, please. Okay, so whatever it is, whatever was said could be absolutely correct. But let me just maybe inform you, since everybody in here are geniuses, and you wouldn't even know that you're talking to a genius. I would have never known it. But the thing about it is there's a lot of dumb motherfuckers that are over 40 that need to be educated. So I'm not going to disrespect Dr. Carr for coming on. Whatever way he decides to serve it up, I'm here to eat it. Because the rest of us, we know so much. We're so much smarter than everybody else. We got so much more education than everybody else does. Just for you. But everybody, all of us dummies who went to CC, we don't understand. So we need people like Dr. Carr to keep feeding us. So there you go. Go ahead and keep talking and saying what you're going to say. Because it doesn't bother me. My name is not Dr. Carr, but I will continue forever to play him, to spread his information. And if you don't know, now you know. Okay, because we're trying to build community. And if you think everybody over 45 knows everything like you, well,
I didn't say any of that.
You said
I don't
45.
know why you're taking it personally.
Do you think I'm taking it personally?
It sounds like you're crashing.
You always, no, I don't crash. You want me to crash.
I did not disrespect Dr. Carr.
Let me finish.
You weren't even listening. Go ahead, do your thing.
I am listening. I am getting ready to do my thing. So just because people who, I know young people, first of all, can't afford Sirius XM. If it doesn't come free in their car when they get their new vehicle, when they get their new Land Rover, after that, I think it's $90 a month. So it is what it is. And I respect the whole setup, regardless if you do or not. I'm not going to follow you.
Who said they didn't respect? That's all.
I'm just saying what I'm saying. That's all.
So you're just responding to an argument in your head.
Exactly. Because I'd rather listen to my what's inside my head. Thank you, sir.
Okay, you don't have to listen to me. Everybody else wants to listen to me, so you can go. If you don't want to listen.
Good.
Nobody wants to listen to you.
For you. Oh, good. Nobody wants to listen to me. Yeah.
No, they don't. They much rather hear me than you.
Okay, good. You got it.
We were talking about media
I'm happy
platforms and
for
young
you.
people.
You got it.
No one said anything about going to community. No one said anything about going to community college or being smarter than anyone. Just because you're an intelligent person and you got triggered because I brought up Dr. Carr, that's on you. They said that people over 45 listen to radio, which is different because back in the day, people in their 20s and 30s listened to radio. I was not going to argue about age and platforms. You're the one talking about, if you think you're smart. smarter than everybody. You sound like a hit dog.
I didn't say that you are smarter than everybody.
You were talking about me. You were smarter than I said.
You always think because I said
Ma'am,
something.
you're not going to gas this. Gaslight. You responded to what I
We'll
said.
take the gas. We'll take the
You're
gas.
gaslight. It's literally impossible to have a conversation with people like her. Nobody was talking about her.
Can I please say something?
You were talking about me.
Can I please say
Why are you
something?
talking about dumb people over 45?
Okay, so I guess you can say what you want to say, and then I can respond the way I want to respond. What's wrong
To
with
your dumbass response.
Okay, can
you? Dumbass. Okay,
wait a
thank you.
minute,
I
please.
appreciate your dumbass response.
Okay,
Thank
let
you.
me just say this.
Yeah, what do people describe who's the dumb one between you and you?
Okay, let's listen to that. Let's listen to that.
They can have a regular conversation. They're going to act intimidated because they're unintelligent.
I am very.
Nobody's saying
You're
that.
a medical professional. Don't even know the health benefits of closing pockets.
Okay, one second.
Get it all out. Get it all out.
Ain't nothing to get out.
Can I please say
My
something?
name is DOC.
Talk about that. Nobody insulted Dr. Carr.
My name is
Can
Congressman.
I please say something, please?
Yeah, DOC.
Why, Doc? Doc, what do you have to say?
Well, I know it's a lot of intelligent people on this stage, and I thank you for allowing me to speak. I'm always impressed by our intelligent.
Everybody always gets personally offended
Now,
when no one was talking about anybody.
as some of you may
But we dummies over 45 that went to CC.
some of you may
You're
not.
surgical anesthetist, but you went to CC.
Well, Dr. Carr, wait a minute, Dr. Carr, some of you may know this and some may not, but for those who do not know, Dr. Carr has a show on every Saturday.
That's what we're talking about.
Well, MSNBC. It's on YouTube.
I don't know why you're so extra in charge right now.
Well, yeah, he has a show coming to YouTube. Karen Hunter is the host.
This is what you interrupted for?
But can I please finish? Because some people may not know. Dr. Carr, Karen Hunter is the host, and Dr. Carr is an intellectual. And the show comes on about 8
From a CC to a hours.
Eastern on YouTube. So you can catch it every Saturday. I think it comes on about 8 a.m. Eastern. I'm not sure, but it comes on early in the morning, every Saturday. And sometimes.
What are you saying?
Can I finish? And sometimes it's a very interesting show. And while I do not always agree with Dr. Carr, I do respect Dr. Carr. He has a PhD and he has
Who
a
cares?
and he is
No one gives a.
No one cares.
professor at Howard. And he's also
Who
at
cares?
Howard.
Dr. Carr needs to get to spend less time on the radio.
Wait a minute. Can I finish, please? Let me
Yeah, teach you 40 years ago. It's
Wait
nothing.
a minute. No. He has a.
He's almost 70 years old, still an associate professor.
Relevant to nothing.
Wait a minute. Can I let me
No,
let me land. He's also a professor at Howard. Let me just say this. The man is an intellectual. Whether we agree with him, magnet or not.
What makes him an intellectual? He hasn't published anything. He has no citations.
Okay. The man is respected intellectual.
Is
Again,
it?
yes, sir. He
By
has
who? People that went to CC?
well, he went to Howard University.
No, CC. We're talking about CC.
Howard University. Okay.
So if you're a professor at Howard University, ipso facto, you're a respected intellectual?
Well, at Howard University, he is. He's also respected.
to what the person before you said. I was talking about the format and age. I did not denigrate Great Car. I did not denigrate those who listen to Great Car. Divine asked a question about Black public sphere. That's what he asked. And I use that as an example because people in here know that. And I juxtaposed it with Tom Joyner morning show. Young people going to work and that's why those demographics, I bet you would skews middle age. You know, he's like a cool guy.
Michael Dyson had a radio show.
Michael Dyson had a radio show back in the day? Absolutely. I was saying that I didn't insult or disrespect Dr. Great Carr. Nobody was talking about people that went to community college or people being smarter than other people. None of that happened.
What was the criticism that you bring it back? Because we were talking about this.
I didn't give any criticism.
No, what criticism did you get from somebody?
No, let me bring it back.
I heard the tail end of it. I don't understand what the issue is.
No. Let's stay on the train. What I brought up was something that Patty and I were speaking about this morning for those out there, saying that we need
Great Carr. Talking about his Bertrand Russell.
We need
Great Carr.
We need a national media movement to help not only educate but change the narrative, right? Everybody's hooked on social media. We don't have and I did mention that Great Carr, and Maga did bring it to the stage that everybody may not have access to that. Lisa plays him in the line. I mentioned that as well, and I get a kick out of it. I love it. I'm like, yes, of course.
Did he take over the Eagle, the Black Eagle, Joe Madison?
I don't know about any of that, but all I'm saying is this: we have to have more voices out here, and not just on an app like we do every day, right? We need to change the narrative. We got, one movement I like, the courtesan. Young men out here, some of them are clowning about it, but some of them are actually taking it seriously, changing their clothes, wearing courtesans, putting on a tie, walking around drinking their matcha, whatever the hell it's called. I'm here for it, right? We don't need fucking ski masks and scheming and wearing these face coverings and looking crazy out here, right? These young men need to know that they are valued, they are loved, and they can become something. We don't have, I mentioned us not having an ebony and jet. I couldn't wait for my mother's jet to come in the mail. Not only for the video of the week, but some good articles in there. We don't have that. We don't have that anymore. But with that's how we ended up where we are now.
I grew up with a Vibe subscription.
You can't forget the source. The source and Vibe. The Black Enterprise.
You got for CCs, for the community college crowd?
What's wrong with community college?
I don't know. Apparently I was insulting.
Some people just hear what they want to hear, bro.
Not too much on BMCC.
Some people just hear what they want to hear.
I know
what you
BMCC.
actually say. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, then they'll accuse you of doxing them in a couple of weeks.
You know what? I get off in a few minutes. So if you want to keep talking, because I'll be off in a few minutes. So we can have this discussion. Good.
I'll be right here. I'll be right here until
I blocked out the room. God bless.
Kalisha, I thought you said Pam Bondi wasn't going to get disbarred because of that whole situation with that. I mean, you came in here with
What are you talking about?
2 weeks ago, you came into this room saying...
Do you know how long it takes to disbar someone? Can you go on mute? It's not the time. You're stepping on the content. You're stepping on the content.
No, let's get to that.
You're stepping on the content.
Man, people got disbarred this year from the January 6th thing in 2020, bro. It's been 2 weeks.
I'm
You
saying
could
that
be
there haven't
disbarred.
been any rumblings. That's what I'm saying.
It's been 2 weeks.
I know. I heard rumblings on this app. I heard no rumblings in all of the media.
Well, check in 4 years.
All right, cool. You want to give her a 4-year window? All right, cool.
That's how long it takes.
Wait, hold on. You telling us you haven't
Alicia came in here with breaking news that Pam Bondi is about to face disbarment because of this young
That's
lady.
not what she said. She's about to face disbarment.
Bro, I don't have. Why are you calling me to the teeth?
Because
No,
you
you-
know,
Because that matters.
Because that's key to your argument. If she's about to face it, and in 2 weeks she didn't, then that would be key. So if she didn't say she's about to face it, but she could face it, it's a different thing, a different temporality, as we non-community college people would say.
Somebody saying about it
For the
has to be.
community college crowd, we need to realize that Zinedine Zidane is the greatest sportsman.
and that is no shade to the community college crowd either, because you know, community college is affordable. It is a real plan. You can transfer to a 4-year university and still get full honors, your full degree. So, you know, God bless the community colleges.
I don't even know how community colleges came up.
The same way Manfinity did.
The community college thing was insane.
People have different associations in their brain. So whatever you said, she associates it with CC's, and that's why she said it. You might have said something.
I said that people don't listen, young people don't listen to the radio where they would get news and like the making of a black public sphere the way they used to 20, 30 years ago. And I said that the Urban View, because that's the biggest one now, they get 20-some million listeners a week, I think. That's the biggest one. Their demographics, I bet you, skew 45 and up. That's what I said on the news programs. 23-year-olds, 25-year-olds, 30-year-olds, 32-year-olds are not rocking Karen Hunter, who, by the way, has been around for 35 years. Karen Hunter, the Republican, we know her for years. That's what I said.
I mean, that is an absolute fact what you're saying. Younger people of early, that's what my whole cognitive agility is about. It's helping young people tap into their cognitive because there's a couple of generations. What's the 5-minute mark?
They want to see Lisa and Magda go at it.
Okay. So in the meantime, hold on.
Misconstrue what I said. We actually were having a cool combo.
Yeah. In the meantime, we have to have a sense that the attention spans of the younger folks, younger demographics, they just don't understand shit. Like we literally have to reteach them how to process shit.
God bless Georgia in the chat for putting a link to the Pam Bondi ethics complaint. So that we can all see one of the many ethics complaints Pam Bondi is experiencing.
Wish I had it recorded what you said the other day. You came in here talking.
Are you okay? Are you okay?
The sky ain't falling. She ain't facing this part.
Who cares? She could. Who cares?
Anything could happen, right?
Exactly.
So when she came in here and said it, she made it seem like it was a done deal.
Hey.
I'm calling her out because I need to hold her accountable.
Wait a minute. You honestly think that while someone's being Attorney General, they would be disbarred?
I'm saying there would be rumblings. I don't hear nobody say it.
You don't hear anything of value, clearly.
That's another lie.
Rumblings. So when's the last time you were in D.C. and hung out with the...
I'm talking about on the media that I consume, which is all over the place. I listen to all kinds of media, and ain't nobody said nothing about that. And they've had extensive discussions.
Really? Because legal media can't shut up about the fact that Pam Bondi's going to be disbarred. Like, multiple people have talked about it.
What legal media do you follow?
I didn't say legal media. She said legal media.
That's what we'll be talking about, bro.
No. In the discussions that I listened to, which is extensive discussions about various issues, someone would have brought that up. It's not even been touched on. And I listened to Kalisha. I was like, she knows what she's talking about. She's in the field. So I'm reading it, and nobody echoing her concerns. So that's all I'm saying. But we all gotta go deep into that. That's just my observation.
If I say, hey, listen, we could go out of town, but then it don't happen in 2 weeks,
possible. But the way that I heard it from Felicia, as everybody else heard it, we all
No,
heard
not everybody else heard it that way. I heard her
I
say,
heard it was imminent.
this is what I heard her say.
Someone just put in the chat that Ty Cobb, who was Trump's former lawyer, says that Bondi should be disbarred. You're sitting in there, man. That's in the Hill, which is a major political rally.
It's not put in a quick Google search like
You said there was no rumblings.
He said no.
There were rumblings in the
no
chat.
rumblings in the media that I've consumed. And I listen to all the time.
No, you did not pick that up.
I'm just saying,
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
saying,
All right.
I'm just saying, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. That's what I said. That's what I said. See, what's wrong with CC though?
I'm waiting to find out.
I would take DC over the people that went in this room today any day. Okay, let me say something nice about our Liberty University grad.
I said TC. I said CC.
Oh, well, never mind.
Apparently, I insulted the CC crowd.
It's that elitist attitude.
What is an elitist in what I said?
Well, technically,
Listening to the radio.
okay, so technically, nobody's name was called. Nobody's name was called. Technically. Just saying. Technical fact.
Ethics violations, particularly regarding her involvement in election challenges and claims of fraud, with a recent state Supreme Court denial in October 25, preventing a mandatory investigation, though some argue her actions mirror those that led to others disbarred. And said, oh shit, Pam Bondi might be in some shit.
Also, just note that I am in the room today. Today is December 5th? December 5th? Yes, December 5th. Who knows how long I'll be able to stay in the room because I do not have a mod badge, and we know how sensitive some people get.
Who got you muted? Who got you blocked?
Can you shut up, Manfinity?
No,
Did
nobody should have you
anything
blocked.
suggest that my soliloquy was dumb?
No one should have you blocked.
No.
I'm agreeing with you.
Oh, God bless. So anyway, after the dragging commences, just know that if I am not in here, it is not by choice. It is because I have been removed or blocked out of this space by Lisa. And
Did you wish Lou a happy birthday yesterday?
of course I did. Can you go on? Me, not now, okay? I'm doing something. This is important.
Your voice keeps getting higher and it's kind of annoying.
I don't care. You know it's annoying being blocked out the motherfucking room all the time with your friends because you're an alleged doctor when really all you did was call out the fact that someone's a bad liar. Like maybe you can just get your lives together and be cohesive and make sense.
I don't get messy. I don't. So, let's keep it over. Sorry, I'm the party pooper.
I want to know what people who went to community college, who aren't elitists, that I insult by saying that people listen to the radio.
Why do you keep calling up?
Somebody
Somebody muted him? Somebody muted him?
Of course they muted me. Of course they did. That's what they do.
Who's gonna mute you?
Now, who's meeting out now?
That's what they do.
He's muted.
That's what they do. That's what they do. I'm in the middle of talking to
Give me a
kids.
topic quick.
Yeah.
Oh look, Shade's on stage.
So Divine said, what's going on with the public sphere? I said, I'm going further. I talked about how people used to get their news. Media studies scholars who actually publish, unlike Ray Carr, have written about this. You can read about it. They publish articles and books in major journals with major presses. Also, unlike Ray Carr, since I disrespected Ray Carr, apparently, so now I'll just disrespect them. All this is not disrespect, it's just facts. Tell us that media consumption for the news has changed. That's what I said. What dummies did I insult? I made a claim about age and platform. It's been 12 minutes because I want to know who I insulted. Wait. You're wrong. All I said was that people over 45 listen to the show because they get their news from radio, whereas back in the day,
I'm gonna continue to drive this bitch while I have the chance. Hello, are you there, motherfucker? That has me blocked out the room all the time?
Oh, wow.
Hello. You accuse me of doxing you. Say something. Where's the doxing? Where's the ash showing at? Because I want to see it. Or are you just still lying as a bad liar? What's happening? Can you please let us know? Divine. I have been a good sport. Oh, First Lady's back. God bless. Hallelujah. Hi, First Lady. How was your phone call?
Can y'all do a private, like, this,
Yeah, we gotta hash it out.
Wait, so people can charge the Congress of doxing and telling their personal information, but those people who get accused have to go on mute or do it in private to hash it out. You can be on public stages calling people out saying they're doxing you with no proof. I got roped into that shit.
You did.
I did. What do you think about these people's personal lives? Personal life, I know it's hurricane, and that's because he wears a size 18 shoe and eats air all day. What do you think about people's personal lives?
I'm out the car.
So I get roped in that I'm doxing people. You think about Lisa's life? Just interesting to me. But I guess I should be there.
I just got a visual of hurricanes with 3
Maybe-
forks and 3 knives.
Thank you. See, you good for something, MJ. You good for something.
That was fun. But it's wild.
I mean, so
I was
Can I
those
say-
spaces. So one second, there's a whole space that spun out from the schism, like in the 13th century. What was the great schism? 13th century, 4th century? I remember. Maybe I need to go back to CC to learn. It was like the great schism. I've never gone in that room. I don't know if it was a crash cow and all that. I don't know. I don't go in there. I get told that I'm doxing people. I don't think people should use their real names on here. It's less fun. It's totally less fun. But you just start naming names and I get swept up in that. That's insane. And then you hear me say that older people listen to radio now and not younger people. Back in the day, they used to for their news. And now I'm insulting to community college and disrespecting Great Car. Say anything about Great Car. Isn't that something? Incredible.
well, I mean, I can offer a defense if you like.
Oh, sure. Do you think?
Okay. Well, I just know that sometimes I think on that particular situation, I think on that day, it was very, heightened in the situation and just like, all the space. So when she started naming, I think that's why the two of your names, that's what I think. I could be totally wrong. Because even when it was said, I was like, huh? But then that's when
So you heard her say my name.
I did.
She said she didn't say it. She didn't say it.
But maybe that's what I'm saying. In the midst of having that conversation and saying that, right? I'm thinking because of everything that had built up earlier and what was going on, she may not have realized she actually said your name. And I'm saying that because, and the reason why I'm saying that is because sometimes you have, you have like this vision memory.
Wait, so was I blocked out the room on accident? Like, was it an accident that she said my name too? Because what's
No. So for you it's a little bit different because you were in that space. You were there. And you were here at the time when she came in, and that's why I feel like.
And I tried to confront her then too. This has been an ongoing saga for like a year and a half now. It's fucking annoying.
But your tone and how you come across, it doesn't sound like you want to get to the bottom in a.
Oh, do I need to talk in my senior voice?
I don't think. It's not about the
First
tone.
Lady, I can talk in my senior voice.
No, it's
Lisa,
not about the demeanor.
why do you think that I talk
So how you say again? I'm talking. You You took over. You interjected. I responded back to you. I'm telling you that when you're coming, and it sounds like you're being aggressive. It doesn't sound like you're coming in peace. They're two different things. It doesn't have to be in demure tone or whatever. It just has to be with the spirit that you're coming with. And I know for myself.
Correct.
Okay, well, okay, but we get down in here.
Right,
So,
but I'm blocked out, so I wouldn't know how you guys get down because I can now get in. I wouldn't know.
well, but you know, do you know what's funny? She was not on the app for about 7 to 8 days. I didn't see you coming in here every day. I didn't see you come on stage. So, you know, I mean, perhaps.
Oh, it's fine. You can ask Patty for the extensive list of her back channels every day when I message her about being blocked out the room.
Connections.
Yeah, you can ask her for her back channels. The receipts are all there. All of them. Sometimes I even sprinkle in. Who is this? Shady, no one cares about me. Mute up. You're stepping on the content. Mute up. You're stepping on the content.
Go ahead, Shady. Get in there. Get in there, Shady. Get us. Get in there. Get in there.
Sometimes I back channel.
It's Clubhouse. Serious, y'all. It's not. I promise you. I swear to God. Once you get over, listen. At the end of the day, I know that the two of you and the people that know that you didn't do this.
There's no question that I didn't dox her. So then why the fuck am I blocked?
It is that serious.
Because of this performance right now.
What am I going to do? Performance is over because I kicked.
See, First Lady, you have to.
Your room is done, and we open up for 20. We can do it for 20. But I don't want to disrespect your room. You don't disrespect mine, so I'm not going to disrespect yours. So we can get this all out of the way. It's not a problem. There's something important to me. I'm not going to be. You know when somebody can't talk, so you know it's bad. You got Clubhouse, so I have 7 minutes. Say what you want to say, and we can transfer this over later on. If you guys just post your content, you can definitely get your content.
Anybody going to no 420 lounge, girl? You accuse me of doxing you.
Well, don't.
And then you have a bunch.
I didn't accuse you of anything. I didn't accuse
Yes, you did, First Lady. You just said you did. She continues to lie. First Lady just said you did.
Somebody told me you're a liar.
She didn't say that. She said, no, stop it. Okay, stop it. No, wait. Lisa, stop. So she didn't say that. What she said was she heard that you were in the room and Lisa, I guess people were telling her who was in the room at the time. And we were like, no, it's not true.
In what room?
That silly ass, just messy ass.
I've never been in there one time.
Yeah, you haven't. At all. And to be honest with you, Maggie would never freaking, I don't think he entertains that kind of bullshit.
I'm not interested in any of that. And then she always has these little side comments. So I'll say something, it's a joke, people laugh, everybody's a comedian. Fuck you. She always is subtweeting me. So guess what? I'm gonna start subtweeting her back. Yes. So go to your community college. What's your community college Wi-Fi? Nobody can understand you, man. You're breaking up.
I don't be talking to you. I don't know why you think.
Yes, you do. Now you're lying. You're lying. You literally can't move like.
I don't know why you think every time. That's today. And that's today. Who called me?
Lisa, I've heard you and seen you do it.
Never called me a stupid ass bitch. Your mama's a bitch. Time you say something, I don't need to respond to it. You're not that.
Lisa, you suck me
That takes a
all
lot
the
of time.
time.
You talking to you. I'm not subbing
You're
you. I don't know what the hell that
responding to
means.
what I'm saying while I'm speaking.
Are you sure about that? You sure about
Yes,
that?
I'm a minute. I will jump
Are you sure about that?
I'm being neutral, so I'm gonna say this.
Okay.
So you do stop him sometimes. And
Oh,
I
fucking
do
time.
feel like sometimes you think he's talking about you, and
I never want to talk about her. She's not interesting to me.
And neither are you. You're not interested in me. So let's just have it
That's
like
what you
that.
summoned me for then.
I don't need to sub you, bro. I don't
But
even
you
know
are,
how.
bro.
Okay, let me tell you. I'm not a
You
man.
might not
Okay,
be-
you didn't get that
Why
one.
don't you go find your friends Anthony and Matt?
Why don't you go find yours?
Yeah, I'm talking to him.
Okay, so I'm some friend too. So let
You
me say
suck
something.
at
So when
me.
you're, can I get a word in
Yes,
that
you
you
do.
Can I get okay, now you're trying to do something here. So let me
I don't do anything. You just lie. You constantly lie.
You are a liar yourself,
What
sir.
am I lying about, Lisa?
No, you lying that I'm subbing you. I'm not
Okay,
interested
just
in
say
you.
you
So the next time, okay, so Patty
I
can
said
say
it
that.
feels
But the
like
next
it.
time
I
I
said
see
it
you,
feels like it.
Patty, let me tell you what. The next time this person is speaking or saying anything, I will say on mute and off the chat. So then that way, can I speak? I don't know why you're screaming.
Can you speak?
Can I speak? Thank you. So anytime that you're speaking or contributing to the room, I will stay on mute and out of the chat. So that way it won't be no confusion as to what I'm trying to do or attempting to do.
Yeah. Like I said,
Sometimes,
after the great car thing, you accused me of disrespecting you.
Okay.
You accused me of calling people who are 45 and older dumb.
No, I did not accuse you. I
Yes, you
said,
did. I heard
no,
you.
that was part of my security. It had nothing to do with accusing you. I brought that in as part of my response. It had no accusation attached to you.
You're right. You're
I
right.
said
We're
it.
all
I said it. No, just certain people.
You were responding to what I said.
And it was my response. It had nothing to do with accusing you of saying anybody was dumb.
Okay. Yeah, the way in which you just say stuff
Hey, sir,
and
you
can
can
lie
for 5 minutes.
from moment to moment is insane.
Well, then
You
let's see
say
the
that the
thing.
reason why, we need great car because some of us went to community college and whatever the
And what was
we're
wrong
going
with
to take
that?
because we're dumb.
What was
What
wrong
did
with that?
that? Well, obviously you were responding to me. I didn't
Okay,
talk
well,
about
what was wrong
intelligence
with that?
level. Because we were taught, because Divine asked about the public sphere and age and format.
Okay.
And you obviously got offended because you thought people were calling you dumb.
No, I did not.
You did. I used to respond to you.
Can you just, I was responding to the Dr. Carr comment. Whether you call me dumb or not is of no circumstance.
What was the
I don't care
What was the
less.
Dr. Carr comment? Watch this. What was the Dr. Carr comment?
You just said it. You were saying that the age groups that are listening to Dr. Carr's are 45 and over. I might be missing something here and there, but that's what you said. And what?
You're missing the whole thing. It was about getting news off the radio.
Okay.
That's why I said Tom Joyner. What, 30 years ago, 20 years ago, 20 and 30-year-olds used to listen to it. That's why we had a black public sphere. I then gave an article by Michael Dawson. It had nothing to do with Greg Carr per se. I was using an example. You being in community college is proof positive that you were trying to call me an elitist who was talking down on me. I'm not dumb.
You
And here you go. And you know what else you said? You know what else you said? I don't think I'm smarter than everybody either. Blah, blah, blah. You were obviously talking about me.
That I was. At that point.
I know you were. So now you're not lying.
You called me dumb. So
You're dumb.
oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Coming from you, that means a lot.
Yes. You're a medical professional who doesn't know the health benefits of circumcision?
What?
Yes.
What are you
Yes.
talking about?
Yes. I'll tell you.
Do you know the benefits of circumcision?
Listen, you don't even know the things that you say. I'll tell you.
Do you know the benefits?
Yes,
So why
yes,
is
I
it
do.
important right now?
Yes, I do.
Go ahead, sir. Go
Yes.
ahead.
So I'll tell you the context. When we were going over the USAID stuff, you're like, oh my God, they're paying for circumcisions in, I forget the African country it was, or where it was.
Mm-hmm.
People were like, well, the medical medical benefits, and you ask as a medical professional, what are the health benefits of circumcision? That's what
And
you
I was
ask.
kidding. I was kidding. I do urology every. You know
You are not kidding.
Now.
You are not kidding.
I was kidding.
So what are the health benefits, Lisa?
Every
What are the health benefits?
I'm not
What
going to
are
go
the
with that with you. I don't have to. I don't have
You
to.
don't know them.
I do know them. I do urology. Been doing urology for 10 years. And
It's
doing
not
it
even
as
a
a
joke.
joke.
It's a joke.
It was
Man, you don't know.
just kidding. I don't
You
know. I
don't know.
don't. I
You
don't.
don't know anything.
I
You don't.
don't.
We hear you talk about medicine every day.
Benefits of circumcision. No, I don't.
Well,
Okay,
yeah.
Go ahead. What did I say today about medicine? Maggie, what did I say?
Ma'am, we've heard you talk
Yeah.
about medicine. You do not
Okay, what
sound
else?
like someone who knows deeply about medicine.
Oh, really? Okay, so you tell the people I work with that.
I'm not
And
telling you
see what
shit.
your answers get. Because you don't know. You don't know me. You don't know
I don't
about
care.
you. You don't
You're
know what I
asking what the
am.
health
I'm
benefits of
hearing that.
circumcision were.
I was kidding.
No, you weren't. It's not a joke.
But what? You don't think it's a
Oh,
joke.
man.
Maybe somebody else thought it was funny.
Ma'am.
You don't know how to banter. You always talk about me not being witty.
I don't know how to banter.
No,
Wait,
not in my
I
opinion.
don't know how to banter. Are you insane?
No, I'm not insane. Are you?
Do you know what banter means?
Do you?
Of course I do.
Okay, great. So then we're equal. We know what we're talking about. So
All I do is banter. What the fuck are you talking about?
said? I just told you. What I said. Get it off your chest. It's not important to me. It's obviously
nothing on my
important to you.
chest.
So
Just
get it
don't
off.
go around telling people that others are doxing you and
And
participating
she
in rules.
just told you what happened. I did not say that. Somebody else
I'm
said it.
almost done.
Okay, hurry up and be done.
Yeah. You got 5 minutes. That people are doxing you and participating in with all that's going on. And then if you stop the sub-tweeting, which you do constantly,
I
that'd be
just
fine.
told you that's all.
If you don't,
That's all.
you don't have
I
to
said
stop.
that's all.
You don't have to stop.
No,
You're right. You don't have to stop.
I
Just
do. You're right.
respond from now on.
No, I don't need to have a response from you because there's not going to be a dialogue. I know how to exist in spaces with people that I really
That's
don't
all.
with. I do.
That's all.
Okay,
Oh
fine.
my God,
Anything
this is
else?
so boring. Oh my God, so boring. You know,
Anything
you
else?
go talk to Anthony and Infinity,
And
and you
why are
have
you
your
bringing
friends, and you
Anthony
guys
and
have the best
Infinity in
content.
this?
You guys
Why
have great
are you
content.
bringing Anthony and
You have the
Infinity in
best
this
content.
conversation?
We
Why
definitely
are you
come to
doing
you
that?
we definitely come to you for political content.
I'm not a
You bring it.
politicist. I'm not.
You're not a politicist. What is a
I'm not.
politicist?
I don't sit up and talk
What the
about
fuck is a
politics all day.
politicist?
So what else?
What's a
Yeah.
politicist?
What else?
What's a politicist?
What else?
What's a politicist?
What else?
Yeah,
No.
politicist.
What else? What else? What else?
Is your 5 minutes
What
up?
else? No, I got another like 40
Yeah,
seconds.
5.
Go ahead.
Old people listen to the radio for their news. Young people don't. Back in the day, young people did. That was the point I was making. I wasn't
Okay.
insulting you. I wasn't insulting Greg Carr. I wasn't insulting anybody.
Okay. Thank you for clearing that up. I appreciate it.
Well, if you had regular intelligence, it wouldn't need clearing.
Oh, if I have regular intelligence.
Yes, you're
Okay,
dumb.
thank you. Oh, thank you. I'm done. I appreciate diagnosis.
Good.
Anything
Good.
else?
There you go.
Open my space to talk to Khaleesi.
No, she's gonna have a mods only room that she records and have people in. That's how smart they are.
Yeah,
We're
so
a
Khaleesi
mods
is-
only room and record it.
So Khaleesi is trying to get Lisa, do you mind going down for a second? Lisa, do you mind?
Let's have a private mods only room that's public and recorded for people to listen to after. Well, can you do that
Okay, we
again?
can do that. Yeah, we can do that. I don't know what you're talking about, but we can do that.
You don't remember Genius when you had a mods only private conversation and
That
recorded
was
it was
dumb.
on your profile?
I thought it was dumb. I'm not.
Yes, you're dumb.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. You're dumb too.
Well, we'll let everyone else on here just be the judge.
Yeah, you're right.
Remember, like, come on, y'all, please.
Look, I didn't do this.
I do
I'm
not
just here
talk
to
to this
listen.
lady.
Listen, this is
I do not respond to this lady. She always has to come behind me and say some slick shit.
Can you do this? If
It's
it's not from the
constant.
heart, if it's not from the heart, like, apologize for at least admit, like, I fucked up. I don't know what I was thinking. If you want to call it a lie, it's a lie, but I was wrong. You were not there. And I come from your heart. If you don't mean it, you just saying it because I'm asking you to, then it's...
Oh, Patty, you know I don't live like that. You know, I am a caregiver. I don't live like that. If I apologize, it will be from my heart. It won't be just to appease anyone on Clubhouse. That's just not, for me, that's just not how I move. So, I was wrong. No, I wasn't. And you're telling me he wasn't. I can go and listen to it because I have not even went and listened to the replays. So, I apologize to you, MAGA, for saying that you were a participant in doxing me because you're saying it and Patty's saying it, and I believe that to be true. So if you accept it, that's fine. If you don't, I understand.
That was beautiful.
Take your apology and go back to your community college, Donnie.
Oh,
No!
Thank you.
No! No!
No.
That's okay.
I was gonna apply. No, I was applying for your apology, y'all.
Okay, yeah, that's fine
This
with me.
woman just said I was calling her dumb. And you come off.
I haven't called you out of your name. I don't need to come off my
You do. You call me elitist.
I'll never mess
You're
it.
dumb and all this kind of stuff. You did. When you came out, you started the whole thing.
I started. Okay, all right. So if
You weren't even in the conversation. You heard me break car and got triggered like you're his lackey.
I wouldn't mind being Greg Car's lackey.
Why? You have to make no money out of it. You got no money.
Okay.
Well, no, but he's lackey. You don't have to worry about getting any research. He's not going to publish anything.
Okay. You're right. So let's just make dumb decisions. You know what I mean? So what else?
Dumb decisions. I said that people over 45 is we older than that. You came off to suggest I was mocking people to community college, that everybody's not smart, and that dummies like me, whatever he's feeding, I'm gonna take it. You then went on a whole thing about how I disrespected Greg Carr. I didn't do any of that when I was talking to Devon. As per usual, you started it. And now you want to act like you're the innocent person.
No, I'm not innocent of anything. I will own it to mine. I'm not
Constantly
innocent. That's
subtweeting.
one word.
Constant comments.
You
Or
said
must
that?
be a comedian. Or everybody wants to do that. Well, guess what? People
still
like
there?
my content.
Okay, that's great.
They don't like
Nothing
yours.
wrong with that. Oh, they don't. Okay. Anything else?
I love both of y'all.
Okay.
What do you mean anything else, ma'am? You're the one that started the whole thing. Stop trying to act innocent.
I am not acting innocent. I just don't want to get up back and forth with you about the same stuff. I'm letting you say what you need to say.
You have to let me, ma'am.
Okay.
You have to let me say
You
anything.
say, okay, so I'm.
You can't let me say anything.
Okay, so you think you're winning.
Not tip.
Fuck you, nigga, right now. Because now you're getting a little bit, you're going way too fucking far. Fuck you. I said what I said. I appreciate it. It gave you.
And see, another lie. Remember the other day when you said you don't call black men the N-word?
Fuck
Remember the other day when you said you don't call people the N-word? You just did it again.
Fuck you, nigga. Fuck you. And I'm calling you the N-word. And what else? What else? Oh, yeah, bring them. I'm here. And now, oh, what? You want to keep digging and going more and more further?
The other day, this woman says she doesn't call people the N-word. She just did. Or the first time you did it.
Let me do it again. Let me do it again.
Yeah, you sound like a white.
Next.
Phyllis Wheatley, Islam, slavery. People are like, oh, this is school content, whatever. Newspapers came up. We don't have a public sphere. It used to be around like the radio. Ebony and Jeff. And I said, well, for example, and I used the Great Car because people here listen to Great Car. And I said, it's like Great Car, like people that listen to that are like 45 and older. But back in the day, a version of that, like Tom Joyner, everybody would listen to in the car, sing the Tom Joyner morning show theme song. I was being silly. 20, 30-year-olds listen to about their news. Lisa comes off mute to suggest and say I was calling her dummy. She brought up community college, like I was mocking people who went to community college. She said I insulted Dr. Greg Carr, and on and on and on. Just absolute ridiculousness. It's insane. That's what happened, and this is where we are. She wasn't even in the conversation. Like she frequently does. She had something sly to say with her subtweets, which she does in the chat all the time. We let it slide, That's what happened. And then Kalisha was in here and wants to know why she was accusing her of doxing her. When she didn't. She's accusing me apparently of being in a room when people were doxing her, which I wasn't.
How could Kalisha have doxed her?
I have no idea. Why don't you ask her?
Well, I wanted Kalisha to be in the room when y'all was talking. I just didn't want to interrupt. That way she can at least apologize for the doxing piece. But I'm with Lady when it's like, if y'all are having a conversation, have a conversation. But
Patty, we were literally having a conversation about 19th century, 8th century newspapers, poetry. It was like the most chill, non-thing. And she comes in with a mess. People were in here. You can scroll up. People are like, well, what's going on? Why are you doing this? She just started crashing for no reason. That's what happened.
I think she's been defending herself for so long that if anybody just makes any comment, she's assuming everything's about her. And you can get like that. You can get paranoid.
I can't get like that.
I ain't gonna get like that.
This is an audience listening. No, I think
I will ask that. But that doesn't. But listen, if you get when your feelings are hurt, I've talked to Lisa on the phone where her feelings were really, really hurt. And then, anything someone can say, it can maybe possibly trigger her to just assume that it's about her. Because of the things that she's been hearing, the things that she's been beaten down about.
But Lisa, Patty, I was talking about radio stations and 18th century poets.
I know, and it's kind of weird. So, Lisa, I will feel some type of way because of the people. We all surround ourselves with these people. And maybe some people you're giving grace to because you think that they may not have that agenda, but you have learned that some of those people have that agenda because we made whole rooms about it. And
So here's some white lady named Evans that says I'm passive aggressive. Let me bring her up. People always have stuff to say in the chat. Hold on, Hurricane. We'll bring up Evans. Explain how I can be passive aggressive on Phyllis Wheatley in the public sphere of Black people. And passive. I'm the one that tells people, so I'm not passive aggressive at all on you. So we'll have Evans come up and tell me how I was being passive aggressive toward Lisa while I'm talking about the demographic of people who listen to the radio are old. And 20 years, 30 years before, they're young. We'll have Evans come up to explain. Okay, so Jordy says, bring Jordy up. We'll do Jordy. So Evans is blocked for life.
May I say the thing I was going to say?
Oh, yeah, do you think? He's blocked for life.
Well, I don't know. Lisa, come back up. I never considered you a wallflower who just takes abuse. You've been very active on the app. I'm surprised that you would get your feelings hurt and feel so bad about stuff. You've put batteries in the back of many people who have used your tacit endorsements to attack
Black people on stage for a host of anti-Black reasons. So I'm surprised that you feel as if you're a victim. You've been quite powerful in these rooms. That's what I've observed.
I don't think she does that. I think she tries to have conversations with people that have different opinions or views.
Oh, I disagree with that characterization of how Lisa runs her rooms.
Y'all heard me y'all will hear me when I get mad about certain things. And Lisa hears me, and she will talk to me after I fucking go to fuck off. On her. And she's still been able to give me grace. Like, yeah, I get it. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe I'll pull back. You know, like, and she's allowed to have those people speak. Like, I think it's okay to have different voices.
Wait, can we actually pause for a second though, because none of this has anything to do with why I've been locked out of this room for literally over a year. Like I'm calm. Can we clarify? Because at this point, we've talked about both hurting people's feelings and a whole bunch of other shit that has nothing to do with me, and I'm locked out of the room. And I thought this was like a community space where we all came together and talked, and most of these people, right? So then how am I constantly left out because one person cannot articulate what their problem is with me?
But you always get in, Kalisha, right?
No, I don't. That's not true.
When you contact me or you contact CEO, do we know?
Oh my God.
Do we get you in?
There's no need to turn the story around. Lisa has her blocked, and when Lisa is the green beaner and on stage, can I get in? That's it.
Yeah. So I'll let Jordy speak.
Hey, yeah, I appreciate it. So, first of all, it's my first time ever being on stage in this room. I'm not a new year. And if there's anything wrong, just creating a space. I come on Clubhouse every day, and I just listen. I just sit in the goo, whatever you call it. I just listen. So I don't really come in here to engage. In my opinion, I like to really talk about topics and political things and what's going on. And I like hearing the different viewpoints that people have, regardless of what I think about what people have to say. And I just keep it in the chat. And I'll converse with other people on there. For this, what I'm about to say, I'm not trying to attack anyone. I'm not trying to come for anyone. All I'm saying here is I was there, as I am every single day, and I heard everything from top to bottom. I was there when they brought up Doug. Doug was talking about Malcolm X and the type of Sunni Muslim, all the types of Islam and all those types.
That was an amazing conversation.
And I was there enjoying it, listening. And when Madam Ito starts talking in a Jamaican accent, talking about it, I just listen. You're right. I'm just listening. And my point is, because I want to keep this submission very short. I was here for everything. I heard everything, and the conversation transitioned because Divine said he wanted to say we need more of fill in the blank, right? Divine was trying to suggest that what we need more of is things that we had in the past. And he's going back to a time and era when you had Jet Magazine, these other things. But Divine's position is speaking from a standpoint of a particular media diet. And it was happening back then. But obviously no one's oblivious to the fact that we have a way different way of consuming information, especially, and which was kind of what I think to his point, his submission was young people. And MAGA contributed, I think, for lack of a better description, piggyback on what he was saying, with a response that the thing is, back in the day, young people, they consume media a particular way. Nowadays, young people aren't pining to go listen to, Greg Carr, who I have nothing bad to say about the man. I listen to him frequently.
I don't respect Greg Carr.
Right. But,
Yeah,
but my perspective from where I sat in the audience, what I gathered from what Mado was saying is that, okay, I hear Divine, but the thing is, we can't just bring back a magazine that comes in the mail once a month. I expect young people to sit there and read these articles as if they don't have the ability to go and just look something up in the snap of the drop of a dime. And young people are sitting there listening to Tom Joyner demographic, especially when it comes to thinking about the age of people. They are more likely to consume that type of media and through that media. And that is what I gathered and what I understood to be coming from MAGA. And we were having such a good time. It was very much chill. I don't think anybody had any reason to feel that the pulse of the room was not calm, which is what I think that First Lady and Patty would like the space to be, and how moderators aim for the space to be. From my humble opinion, it was completely ridiculous that everything was so derailed. And then you have people in the chat where that's the only place I hang out because I'm never on stage, coming in and saying, all these left and right things, or I reckon a majority of them weren't even here for what happened and what transpired. But I think it was important to come on the stage and open my mouth for the sake and, the sanity of the whole entire space.
Who derailed it? Get to the point. Who derailed it?
In my opinion, I think that it got derailed when Lisa came on the mic and started talking about community colleges. I don't know where that came from, because that has nothing to do with what MAGA, the word community or college never came out of MAGA's mouth. And I listen to MAGA every single day. I'm not here KB for a soul, but I hear MAGA every single day. If he wants to say something, he doesn't mince words. He'll say it. I don't understand. For me, this is just me. Once again, not attacking anyone. I don't understand how, based on what he said, I have a hard time understanding how did we get talking about community colleges and talking about people's age and their level of intelligence. It did not make any sense to me. We're talking about Christian women.
So we got it. I'm gonna tell y'all this, right? If you're constantly getting attacked, right? I don't give a fuck. You can attack me all day. I have a real life. I have a job. My bills are paid, and my credit's good. So I don't give a fuck. You can say what you want about me. I know who I am in real life. The problem is, if you sometimes people if you're constantly attacked, you can get a form of paranoia where if anyone says something that's relating to something else, they may single you as maybe part of the problem. Because you gotta remember, Matt, that you know for a fact for years we've always been in the same spaces. Even with me when we're so quiet or whatever, you was in those rooms with Tommy, and it's yeah, I was there. I've always been in. It's just I've always been the really quiet girl that would just be banging in the chat with little pieces of information. Even when you told me one day you noticed me in the waiting room because I said something and you were like, "Who is this girl?"
But wait,
we all, Kalisa, you know we all of us share spaces.
Right, but I'm not the one who calls people out.
Whether we don't like each other or not, we don't like it.
Right, so I'm not the person who calls people out.
No. We are a community. I'm telling you, some people take shit and they wear it on their back.
Okay.
And they lash out at the wrong people sometimes because they're not as friendly with you or have conversations with you offline. Okay. Because I can tell you for a fact, out of all of y'all, if anybody should be hated the most on this app, then maybe Patty. Because I've embarrassed Thompson. I went off on her about immigration. I have fucking yelled at her. I have told her don't fuck with me because I will fuck you up. Lisa will tell you this shit.
But she doesn't have you blocked then.
But that's because we have a personal relationship. She can call me and be like, what the fuck, Patty?
I haven't talked to her. Hurricane, please stand down. Hurricane, stand down. Why are you trying to get in between it? Because there's a conversation between and Kalisa, period.
Thankfully, but this was because I got the
that what we're doing?
It's not about justifying her blocking you.
It is though, because y'all
This is what I'm gonna justify. I'm gonna justify people maintaining their peace. At least let her know so she can say, I'm gonna leave because I don't want to be around this shit.
Okay, so what does that
If
have
you
to do
want to
with
maintain
me?
your peace, it's okay with me. That means either leave or you unblock them, allow them in the room. Even with me, I told her there's certain motherfuckers that will never be unblocked. Ever. And if I gotta fucking leave, I'll leave because it's not that big.
Right, but she refuses to leave. She sits on stage silently for hours. And I think
But you come back.
no, I don't. Half the time I cannot come back. Half the time I cannot get in the room.
Well, anytime you talk to me or you talk to CEO, do you not get in the room?
30 minutes later.
Well, because how often do I check my DMs? I don't check my DMs. If I screenshot my
Right, but why do you have to check your DMs all the time? When do I engage with her? Other than when it's about her having me blocked out this space. Never. I don't have anything to say to her.
Nah, respect it. I just want to
Can
say,
you shut the fuck up?
all right, go.
No. All right, you need to go on mute. You need to go on mute. So, look. Now, all my friends are in here. So, I don't understand. Like,
unhinged.
But that's everybody. That's why I said we are a community. Whether
right, well, we are a community, but one person gets to block me out. Because this is a consistent thing. This has been going on for a year. Over a year. And you know what? The accusations and the justifications around why she has me blocked have been proven untrue. Time and again. So if we're going to agree that this is a community, then we should agree that I have access to the community the same as everyone else. Because if Kitover was blocked out the room, or if CEO was blocked out, it would not be the same situation.
Let me tell you what's so nasty about this little political community that we think is so straight and awesome, right? A lot of these motherfuckers love. This is the thing. This is the thing, right? If someone wants to protect their peace because they may have gotten a recording from another dumb motherfucker that wants to start a bunch of mess.
Play the recording.
I don't have a.
Okay. So she should play the recording where I doxed her. Play the recording. If you're justified and it's vindicated her, there's nothing to engage with intellectually.
That's for sure.
So, my ask is not a lot. And December. That's ridiculous. And I'm sorry, but like to sit on here and contribute nothing.
A lot happened between them.
Yes, more lies happen between, more subbing people, more calling people dumb when you're the dumb one, more protecting open racists and bigots. Yes, a lot definitely happened in between.
Right?
If you have the screen recording of the doxing, play the screen recording. People say, why does it matter? It matters because people that do stuff like that take it off the app.
Let me be honest.
And the same person who's worried about being doxxed should not be lying about it.
But one second. So sometimes people use the word indifferently, right?
So are we still justifying the fact that I'm blocked out the room? Like, is this just gonna be a booty clap for her blocking me out of the room?
This is too
Because that's what this is.
This is
A booty clap for her blocked out the room.
This is too aggressive.
Nobody follows Lisa more. Nobody gets followed more. Came off mute to say I was insulting her and people in the community college when we were having an intelligent conversation. By the way, not one scintilla of what she could contribute to.
At one point in time,
She's an idiot.
I don't think it's an idiot. Y'all used to go back and forth. Y'all used to go back and forth back in the day.
At what point in time am I gonna get unblocked? Or are we gonna come to a solution?
What do you mean she's attacked all the time? How can you feel attacked in a conversation? Not you. How can you feel attacked in a conversation about enslaved Muslims in the 18th century?
Nah, man, she was ridiculous early. I saw that whole situation. But
I'm a Mac dog.
Oh, okay. I'll hold her.
Thank you.
But for real, like, can we come to a solution here? Because I'm pretty over this, and thus far, nothing has been presented to suggest that I did anything wrong at all, other than being a badass bitch. And I'm sorry that I'm a main character and people want to hear what I have to say and they're interested none of that justifies me being blocked out the room.
So the offer.
And the other thing is, when have I ever not said exactly what I said? When have I ever not stood on 10? When have I ever stuttered? Never. Because I give zero fucks to be humiliated. This is fucking ridiculous.
Look at here, Mrs. Spitfire.
No, this is the
Him is fucking
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Y'all don't know.
We can.
Truth. He really don't give a fuck. When something was brought up in the room,
Does that have
about
to do
these
with
things,
anything?
but y'all can make rules about that.
But this still has nothing to do with the resolution that I'm trying to come to.
Making these goddamn rooms about people's business, that's it.
How did it get out? Right, but no room was made. The whole point is no room was made.
Nobody saying a room was made.
Right, so then what is the problem? What is the problem?
Is my commute part? No.
Well, there was a room about when you had the baby on trial or something.
Right. Was Lisa on trial? No. Catherine was on trial.
Right.
So what does that have to do with her? I'm waiting. Respectfully, please, McIndoe, just wait. Because what I'm really trying to do is bring some clarity to this fuckery.
Go to the reparations room. This ain't.
So please enlighten me what that room has to do with her when Catherine was on trial. Ding, 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 ding.
I don't know, because I don't entertain that shit. I'm just.
Right. So, but I'm not. But the thing is, I have not engaged her. I have not said anything about her. My only ask is that I be unblocked. Like that's fair. I've been relatively calm. We know I'm a crash out. So frankly, I feel oppressed and abused. It does. It feels like I'm being attacked, actually. Because I don't get to spend time with all of my friends because someone who has an issue with me that they cannot articulate or take the time to speak about has me blocked.
Not the tragic mulatto. Jesus Christ.
Please shut the fuck up.
Look, you ain't got nothing to do with this. Whoever is speaking.
And it's been over a day blocked. So what's gonna like? Can we come to? I'm just asking to come to some type of resolution.
Well, Lisa, you need to speak to her, and you need to be straight up honest. You gotta get off the matrix first. And nobody's gonna interrupt to include Patty. I don't care. At this point, this is a conversation that has to be between. Honestly, maybe not even on the stage. Y'all need to go ahead and go in the back channels and have the conversation.
We can't because she has me blocked. So let's have it on the stage.
No, unblock her, Lisa.
That's the only place to have it.
There's no JD, there's no Patty, there's no April, there's.
See, but the thing is, she is not willing to do that, Patty. That is not going to happen.
That have to happen.
So that's not going to happen. So it has to happen. So
y'all cut each other in that room.
Can you hear me?
Lisa, go ahead and probably talk her, and y'all need to have that conversation because, right now, this has become
there's no private talking.
No, right now, Lisa.
No, right now, yes. Let's resolve it.
This is not what Patty's room is for.
Oh, now you're gonna ask me?
Okay, so we're not gonna talk
Why
about
you saying you blocked her? Hold on. Why you saying you unblocked her? She is contacted me the last time.
and we're gonna continue that conversation. What's gonna happen?
See, but this is not honest, and if we have a private room, there's not gonna be any honesty. Because we are
No, stop. You fight her in that room, she can fight you. Y'all two need that. Lady, go ahead and go with them, please.
Alicia's not going into a
that's not fair. That's not fair, Patty.
Kalisha,
No,
you know, lady,
I don't, because I know that I've been blocked out this room for a year, and I'm sick of it. So what I'm asking is for a resolution. I've been sitting in here, I've been calm. So Lisa, what is your problem? Why do you have me blocked? And what do you need to unblock me?
talk about her now.
Talk.
You're not gonna talk to me like I'm a kid. JD
No,
said
please
that.
go ahead and say it.
No. See this? So once again, what we're doing is
JD said not. Yeah.
oh my God. So instead, what we're gonna do is run around this conversation. What we've actually seen is articles, blacking, and justification for her blocking me out the room. Blocking me out the room. It's ridiculous. Please don't gaslight me right now because this is an ultimate gaslight. Right, but it's now. No, it's now that y'all have me blacked out this room for so fucking long. It is.
Kalisha, you always come in when you end up talking.
No, that is not true. That is absolutely not true. That is absolutely not true.
A lot of times I don't even know that you were in my back channel. This is the one that texted me to let me know. It's CEO.
Okay.
And that's why I answer you.
And I want to say something real quick. Lisa, did you just
This
say
is
no?
all about the truth.
Hold on.
Get out the car.
This is still nothing to do with me being blocked.
That's it. A lot of y'all, I don't even motherfucking look at you.
Right. But you're still running interference for her while she has me blocked.
That is supposed to throw everybody out in
This
about
is
10 minutes. Just letting you know.
Yuki, can you stay on mute? Can you stay on mute?
No.
He knows something he wants to say.
I'm looking out the window here. I'm just letting you know she's about to cuss everybody out in about 10 minutes.
I just want to know if Lisa said she didn't have to leave.
Correct.
Did you say that, Lisa? Did you say that? Lisa?
She's not
You
going
know,
to.
she said, you hear me? You hear me? Exactly. Thank you.
So you said
And you
you
know
don't
that
have her unblocked because
it is unblocked.
I've had to bring you down multiple times and then she
I just unblocked her. Now who's talking?
So why do you have me blocked?
Theo?
So why do you have me blocked in the first place?
play the recording.
Right, yes. Play the recording.
Y'all need
The
to
recording that you have of me talking.
Y'all do that. Y'all have that conversation because I
Play the recording. We're all waiting for the recording. Yeah, until she blocks me again in 5 seconds. Bruh, come on. Let's be honest. If this is a community, then I get to commune with everybody else, right? So just... Hello?
JD said what he said, and I'm saying what JD said. This ain't the time or the space.
Right, there's no time or space. So are we going to...
CEO said, if you're unblocked,
when you say shorthand,
That was me, Pat.
No, it's not. Because so I blocked him. He's unblocked me before. This is all circular because everyone is running interference. If you guys let the conversation, just 5 seconds, we can have the conversation and it can be squashed. MAGA already got to squash his beef, so I would appreciate to address my concerns.
I put my beef in some fucking crock pot. I'm slow cooking that shit for a year. It's not squad. What the recording, liar?
I don't have a fucking recording, you stupid motherfucker. I'm telling you, I don't keep recordings. There's a room like you guys do, okay? I don't have a recording of shit. Whatever you guys are talking about, you're the childish bullshit. And I don't give a fuck if you think I'm gonna act this. I'm gonna talk. No, you be quiet. You've been talking the whole time, nigga. You go get the money. I'm not your girl Friday. You go get it.
This is crazy.
You
So
go get it.
there's no recording. Is that what
There is a room. There is a room. There is. I don't keep clips. I don't keep pictures of people. I don't be doing all that shit.
Nigga thing in here, because y'all ain't got shit to do with this.
still y'all would go down?
Oh yeah, they moved me down. She did. Of course she did. What the fuck?
Wait, why do y'all say, why do y'all say y'all? Come on, y'all. That y'all not
You were born in.
y'all talking about y'all.
No, nigga, and I said it.
You can't even
I
say
said it
that.
again.
This is
I'm gonna say it again. I'm gonna say it again. So, and look the black around. And this was my first time.
I'm still lost. If there's no recording, then please, elude
Go pull the room.
what room are you talking about?
The room that you had, what was the name? Somebody's on trial. Y'all go pull that room and listen to it.
Right, you need to be able to substantiate. If you
Y'all go pull the
use
room
the
and listen to it. Go pull the room and listen to it. I'm not your fucking assistant.
see, this is crazy because what actually is happening here is
And listen to it.
so. Can I make a claim? You doxed me. She doxed me. She doxed
I
me.
don't have time to be doxing you.
She
Not that
doxed me.
interesting.
She doxed me.
Supposed to be a whole ass attorney, which is
She
crazy. Which is crazy.
She doxed me.
And get on that app and show my
She
ass.
doxed
It's
me.
crazy.
She doxed me.
Next to no person.
She doxed me.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, this shit make me and my girlfriend fight.
I Well, I'm not gonna first lady.
Alright, I just want to understand. Are you in the shower, First Lady?
Yes, I'm here.
Ooh, sexy girl.
No, because y'all thought doing this shit because it's pissing me off.
So listen, I'm trying to do other things. Y'all keep arguing, okay? So all I want to know is give us a recap of that group of what happened. For the record, are you able to do that?
The room that was here, yeah. So originally, Lisa said that someone named Kat.
No,
I can't recap the room.
Somebody named Kat. You know exactly who she is.
No, I just trying to get your real names because I don't even know about you.
I don't give a fuck about you. Lisa, so then, no, I wasn't a part of that. I was drawn into that. That was, listen, if you're not gonna listen, I'm not gonna talk. First of all, I was drawn into that room. I had nothing to do with it. They pinged me into it. As I can remember, since it has been a year ago, she was a judge. And they were talking about how they found out information about me. You can pick it up from there.
Yeah, that's not what happened at all. I was a judge. We were judging. I was judging whether or not Kat had doxed you, and we had all the information presented. We asked multiple people. We went through it. Shauna, our token white, was also there.
That's another lawyer on this app. Another lawyer on this app who admitted
One second, Lisa, 1 second. Go ahead.
Right.
You shut the fuck up, hoe. Fucking
Can y'all stop and let Kalisha go? Because what's going on?
Hi.
a whole attorney named whatever her name is.
Right. So, most people have known me on this app for 5 years, and I have never doxed anyone. So to suggest that I doxed someone, and basically, like Lisa, the story isn't even making sense.
And professional,
You said
answer that because
No, I'm just saying.
Because that still goes to the fact that nobody doxed her.
okay.
And that's
So,
a lie.
the evidence was.
That's a lie.
So, okay, are you gonna let me finish? So, first of all, the evidence was people were talking about this came up because I think something about $200 haircuts, right? And then it was said that so then it was said that you had pink boys on Berkeley's basketball team, right? Twin boys on Berkeley's basketball team. Do we remember this? Twin boys on Berkeley's basketball team. It's what Lisa always was talking
My
about.
kids don't play on Berkeley's basketball
Oh
team.
my God.
One second. Okay. So, guys, you're not coming on stage right now because I don't want nobody.
Can you move her down so I can finish?
No, I can't do that. We're not doing that.
Oh, so we're not. So we're just gonna hold space for the fuckery.
No, Kelly, would you work with me? Damn.
I'm trying to tell the story. I just keep getting interrupted.
Okay, but objection.
For what?
I'm about to tell you. Can we just stick to not naming names of the places of where the information is involved? You know, just
Well,
say.
no, but that was the whole point because she just lied about random shit that
If people feel as though, okay,
but you being caught in lies is not someone doxing you. That's just you being a bad liar.
Alicia, stop for a second.
Oh my God.
First lady just wants you to say there was a trial about the doxing, there were lies told, people were accused, like that's what she wants. She just
Okay, right. People were accused. We decided that no one was doxed. Does that help you determine anything? Fuck no. So you want the details or not?
what's wrong?
What's wrong? I've been locked out of this room for a year. If
You
you're
gotta
not
stop
saying,
saying that. Like, okay, listen.
if y'all are calling a bad one that opened up the fucking granddaughter.
I'm not. If I'm supposed to be in the middle, I don't need you attacking. Okay.
Well, you're not.
I'm not clear.
You're standing and you're
Of it, then you wouldn't continuously keep going back and forth with me like this.
right. I've been trying to see the bottom of it.
Kalisha,
Can we stop?
I'm about to tell you. When I first found out about this was back in early this part of the year.
Right, there's a recording.
You said
back in the night.
you let me talk, young lady, please. So that's how I felt. I said, "What you mean you blocked?" I didn't know he was blocked. For a long time, we didn't even know who it actually was. You the one that came and said it's got to be Lisa. So one day I brought it up in their space. I said, "Do you have Kalisha blocked?" I don't know if you recall because you may not have been.
Right, and she said no.
Right. However, you got in the space and we had the conversation. You started telling bits and pieces of the story. From that point on, I could have sworn you were unblocked. Is that not true? From that day forward, for a while, you were unblocked. Is that correct? Yes or no?
For 3 days I was unblocked and then she blocked me again and is back on the same bullshit.
Okay, so you said for 3 days.
For 3 days.
Because so why didn't you come back?
Oh, I did. Check your back channels.
No, I'm talking about when you're
right now.
Did you see the message? Did you see the message?
Because I told you. Right, did you see the message that I sent you?
Did you see the message
that I sent you?
You sent another one?
Correct. Scroll up. I said
No, I just said, but did you see the message? No. The last time I received a message from you was back in March.
No. Let's see. going on mute. That's bullshit. I didn't dox her. LMFAO, I didn't take the time to look that stupid fat bitch up. No one can ever accuse me of doxing. Did you hang around the people that did? She's just making shit up to justify her behavior. No. And that whole drama proved she was never even doxed. She did that to try to get sympathy. Well, why did Lisa say Linda is her real name? I know her as Lisa. No, Linda is what Kate called her. It was on recording. This shit happened so long ago. And yes, Caitlin is the one I'm talking about. Because apparently Lisa has a problem with hella yellow females. Well, there was a room held with her name in the title. Is that untrue also? I said that violates the terms of service. I never saw that room. All I know is that people who actually knew Lisa came out and said she was lying about everything. They said that she was not a surgical nurse. She did not. She claimed she had twin sons playing on Berkeley basketball team. All that shit she said was a lie. That's what came out. And that doesn't have anything to do with me. If you are a liar, you are a liar. That's not my business. I never claimed to be anyone else. Just because I know she's a liar, this is ridiculous. So if you know this info about her, then someone would have doxed her to know what she said is a lie, right? I said no, because she was friends with these people. Like, and I guess, real life. They have each other's phone numbers and shit. No one put her address out. No one put her personal information out. Saying this person is not being truthful is not doxing. The problem was, she couldn't keep up with her lies, and people recognized the inconsistencies in her stories, pointing out that is not doxing anyone. If one day I tell you I have twin sons that are in college, and the next day I'm yelling at people because I claim that my child is a minor, and you said that these are your only kids, you're lying. It doesn't make sense. And she keeps lying, because when she was confronted in September about having me blocked, she denied it. Ahem. First Lady said, I agree with you on the doxing definition, right? But I can also see her considering that a form of doxing. Who wants their untruths exposed? I'm just saying. I said, yeah, but I didn't choose her. That was the people who had her phone number, who were her friends, who she was on to. I don't give a fuck about that bitch. She blocked me because you are
you're gonna call me.
accusing me of doxing is ridiculous, and everyone knows that's a lie.
Fuck you and fuck this shit coming out of your fucking mouth right now because you don't fucking know.
Hello? Hello?
Fucking docs.
Okay.
So this
Hello?
is
Read it.
Lisa,
Because I read it. Hello?
Wait a minute, Lisa.
Hello?
Lisa, wait a minute. She's telling her side of the
I know
story.
I'm reading you and I's back channels for
I know, but I'm saying in the back channels, you're telling the story as you know it. That's what I'm saying. So,
right.
So,
you can say that. This is what Kichi. This is what I said.
Right. So February 27th, girl, who am I? I'm blocked out the room again. She said, try now. I said, March 7th, are you out of the room? I'm blocked out. March 4th, blocked out. It's Lisa again. This shit ain't right. Then 239, SMH, more evidence of me being blocked out the room. Was talking about this shit in fucking 2024. And then let's go to Patty and I's back channels because I think they're more extensive in the interim. Because, what I am about to do is go through all the fucking receipts now. So let's go back.
All right.
So we got November 1st, March 7th. Oh, okay. Patty, I'm blocked out again. This ain't right, Patty. If it's Lisa, she told me.
Okay.
Let her know she will unblock to let folks in. She will block for her room. But I seriously think you need to talk to each other out of the room privately. I'm driving now, love. Give me 30 minutes. She refused to unblock me. It became a huge issue. And I don't want to go to her room. She will not speak on it because she knows she has no reason to be like this.
I wanted it to be done because we
Can I just say one quick thing so I can go back on mute? I'm being told that people who know me
I got muted.
are dropped and blocked off the room.
Oh my God.
So I don't know why. Because I'm a liar, so liars will be liars.
You are dropped
Let me
and
know when
blocked
it's
out.
done.
Well, I'm not a mod, so we know it's not me.
I don't know the people who sent back channels who
I
got
know who
dropped
sent
and
it.
blocked
Yeah, I
out.
know who sent the back channel. Yeah, I do.
Because you interrupted her for
This
that.
is bullshit. This is straight up bullshit.
You try with the deflection. It's not gonna work, liar.
Right. So I have more evidence.
Imagine
Let's
you
go.
complaining about having people blocked, queen blocker.
Okay. So this is additional evidence. Let's go. Let's see. This is November 15th. Try to come back in the room now. Oh, never mind. I think the person that has you blocked came back. LOL, I didn't dox anyone, so accusing me of something and blocking me out of this room is ridiculous. Yeah, I can't get in. November 19th, I can't get in the room. Plot twist, you have me blocked because I was trolling. Because that shit was funny. Excuse me. He sent me the link. Let me know if there's an issue. Nope, can't get in. Because I don't have you blocked. Get out of here, LOL. I announced it on stage for whoever has you to leave for a second for you to just come in. The person may just play dumb. Screenshot the stage. I didn't even think it was Lisa. I said it has to be Anthony or Infinity, and Cece was the other person. I know Anthony. I can ask him directly. I said I don't know Cece, and I'm still blocked out. Crying face, crying face, crying face. I can't get in. Kiki still can't get in. What the heliate? Like what the hell? He goes, I can't do anything. The person isn't leaving. Whoever it is. All caps. It's Lisa. Move her down. Move who down? Lisa. It's her. I sent you the screenshot. He goes, oh, okay, 1 second. I said, I'm about to drag this lying-ass stupid bitch. He goes, yeah, don't do that. Just hold on. I said, this is fucking ridiculous. Like, every day. Just do her for 2 seconds. LOL, y'all enable this bullshit. Raul says, okay, I got clearance. Get ready to come in. LOL, I still can't get in. Now, right now, she is down. She is a cunt. She sits on stage and contributes nothing. Are you in? Yeah. We support you both. So try not to drag her around PC. Support us both. I didn't do nothing to that dumb bitch. LOL, what I mean is we support Lisa. We support you. Nah, y'all don't. Because you let that bitch block me out of every room. Y'all hold space for concrete, but let that fat, uneducated bitch block me out of the room every fucking day. I am blocked out the room. LOL, can't get back in the room. This is November 20th. Okay, I just got off the call. You ready to hop in? Yes, thank you. She's off mic now, so give me a moment. I'll text you when the window is open. Thank you. Yeah, but one day I'm held because of it. She should catch hell for this bullshit. I've been very restrained and respectful. Her blocking bullshit is unnecessary. Will you let me back in, please? Crime face, crime face, crime face. I'm at the movie seeing Wicked. No worries, I made a burner. Today, please do in return. Oh, I'm not in, LOL. Hold on. She's in a debate with Goat now. It'll be a minute. Yes, she kicked my burner out the room. Pause that shit. This is fucking ridiculous. Tick tock, tick tock. Just drop her for 2 seconds. Like, what the fuck? Lisa is literally talking. When she's next silent, I will. Should I pull up another person's back channels? Because I have more. Because this is extensive as fuck. And my story has been remarkably good the entire time. I want
Fucking bitch. And there's nothing fat on me.
No.
If you knew me, you would fucking know that. Let's start off with that. So the mistake. You're talking, I run a room, you have people that come in the room, and then they all of a sudden, oh yeah, I'm your friend, I love you. Oh, you have surgery? Yes, I'm having surgery. Well, I'm in California also. I'm in San Francisco. Why don't you want me to drive you? I said, no, you don't have to drive me. That was a nice offer, Shauna, but you don't have to drive me. Well, let me just call you and make sure that you're going to be okay. At that point, she did not have my phone number. So I said, okay, that's nice of this lady. Wants to call me and make sure that everything goes okay with my surgery. So I gave her my phone number. And then what did she do? She took for some strange reason, and I think I do have, and I don't keep shit like this. I don't have time. And if you call me an uneducated bitch, fuck you. I graduated from college, and I do have a degree. You can't be an RN. People have face fucking timed me in the fucking OR. You cannot be an RN without a motherfucking degree, idiot. So then I gave this lady, this white lawyer, who's supposed to be a lawyer in San Francisco, I gave her my phone number. So she said, okay, I'm going to call you and make sure that you're okay. I said, all right. Gave her my phone number. Never really did talk to her on my phone. Never once. So then one day she said to me, you gave me a fake number. I said, no, I didn't give you a fake number. This is on the app, not on my phone. I said, I didn't give you a fake number. No, because every time I call you, don't answer. I said, well, I usually don't answer my phone. I mean, was that a big deal? So I think she took some offense to it. And next thing I know it, she took my personal phone number and she backtraced it, however that goes. not even aware that this shit could actually be done. So she did that, and she got a name that the phone number belongs to. And they started from there. There's people sitting on this stage who I have children. They know my kids. They talk to my kids. So I don't need to be proven, and I'm not gonna fucking dox them over and over to satisfy your motherfucking curiosity and your goddamn vaginal itch. I'm not doing that. So what I said the next time after that situation went down, we went into a room. It was politically correct. And then all of a sudden, my minor child's school name was in the chat. And I was like, this is inappropriate. Why would somebody want to do that? Why would somebody even care enough to put somebody's kid's school name in the chat? So I felt it was dangerous. It was inappropriate. So it kept going. They kept digging. They kept trying to find out where I worked. Didn't I put in Telegram the entire conversation that I put in Telegram, not trying to hide anything from anybody of this conversation with these people doxing me, or talking to me and asking me questions and blah blah. I had put the entire conversations into Telegram. One time I was accused of something. I put it in my PTR. I'm not trying to hide anything. The problem is they don't know what they want to know, and they want to keep digging. Why? I don't know. Why I'm so interested. This whole thing with Kalisha, that's not even your fucking real name. So why are you worried about what people put as a PTR name? That Divine is his real name, Haitian is his real name, CEO is his real name, First Lady is her real name, Reformer is her real name. That is ridiculous that I have to put in my whole fucking what's ever on my fucking birth certificate on my PTR. So next, there was a room that was being held. Still don't know why the room was being held. A room was being held, and I got pinged into it. Khaleesi, or whatever, is judge. So they're going down everything that they back when you use the phone number to try to find out who somebody is. They took a number that I gave to Shauna Law, and she even told them how she did it. Step by step. It's on the recording. That's why I want them to play the room. It's not going to fucking bother me. It's just going to show what kind of people that you really are. They used that number. They found the address I lived at. They found the last 4 digits of my sister's social security number. It was just a fucking mess. This is what they're doing on Clubhouse, right? So I did what I needed to do. Patty told me to file police reports. I did that. I went to the FBI bullying website. I did that. I contacted Clubhouse. I did that. What the interest is, I do not know. If you don't consider me to be I don't have to be a fucking nurse. I don't have to be whatever you want me to be, but I know what I am. It's what I answer to. That's the problem. Now, let me go back to the room. So went to the room. The room was open, and then it was a trial. They pinged me into the room, and there was a trial being done. The trial, now I'm finding out, was to protect Kat. So to find out if she really doxed me. So they figured I'm not answering the questions. I'm not answering it correctly to the information that they have. It wasn't matching up to the way they wanted to match up. So then there goes in that I'm a liar. First they told JD I was white. Then they told JD I was putting black paint on my face and trying to be a black woman. Then they said I was fat. I have met people out, and I am not. If she wants to call me a fat bitch, I can be a fat bitch. Don't make them whatsoever. The room went on. Please play that room. And it went on about now I'm not from New York. Never lived in New York, even though I have my work ID with the hospital on it in New York. In my PTR, I had to put that in there, and then on and on. So during this trial, it was found that because none of the information that they had matched up with what I was saying, that I was a white, fat, old liar. So I just let that go. Because, who am I to have to prove or disprove anything on an app when you're supposed to be. Are you supposed to be anonymous on this app, or are you supposed to come in and put all of your fucking information, your fucking TRW, your fucking driver's license, your fucking birth certificate, a picture of your whole fucking family, which I have done in the past, and that was a mistake. To really put a picture of my PTR of my family, I'm proud of my family. I'm proud of my kids. I'm proud of everything that we've accomplished, but that's still not good enough. So whatever you want to believe, you were blocked. I blocked you because of the things that you said. And you can go ahead and if that picture, I was told, was for that reason. And for my block list being the block fucking queen, and the people who are trying to reiterate it, go look at their block list and see who's longer. It doesn't really matter whose block list is longer. Everybody has people blocked on this app for whatever reason. And that's your decision. Why you decide to block somebody. So I didn't know the rules of engagement. Now then another thing. What was the other thing I'm accused of? Oh, I don't bring anything to the conversation. Well, Patty and I have decided to support each other. She's in my room at night. Her PTR is in my room till 3 o'clock in the morning. Whether she says one word or two words, it's always valued. All right, it's always valued. Whatever she has to offer in 420. If you think I'm dumb, you do not have to come to 420. It's not mandatory. Just keep scrolling. We're just in there just having a conversation. My room is not Patty's room. We talk about everything. If you think it's a diss because you said, oh, Manfinity and Anthony, I thought you guys liked Manfinity. They're in this room. I thought you liked Anthony. They're in this room. What is the problem? And you're trying to put them, I'm trying to wear their jacket or something because there's some type of diss or disrespect to the world that they come into the room. And the people who are talking to them is you. I'm not talking to them. I'm just sitting there holding the space, letting people talk, putting things. I never told anyone on this app that I was type of political, extreme, knowledgeable person. I never said it. My room is not even named politically anything. It's named 420. People come in here, we have a good time, we talk, we laugh, we tag each other, we talk about besides politics. But one thing I do know how to do since science, you can ask me all you want. That bullshit was actually funny that I don't know how. But I'm letting you know that when I say certain things, because I'm not saying it the way you want me to say it, or it don't come off the way you want me to come off, fuck you. I come on this app for a good time. I'm not coming here to prove anything to anybody. My level of understanding, my level of intelligence, my degrees, where I live, I'm just so this and I'm just so that. I'm just a regular person. I work hard every fucking day. I've been doing this for a long time. If I have to, which I don't, every day I come into the room, these surgeons are glad to see me because I know exactly what the fuck I'm doing. I've never been called dumb. I've never been called stupid. I've never been called I don't have anything to offer. If that's what you think, you're welcome to it. I don't need to prove that or anything else to you. So there are people on the stage right now who support me. They didn't either say it or they don't have to say it. But these people talk to me off the app and they supported me and they've talked to me about this whole situation. They've given me advice or whatever. If Patty doesn't want me on her stage when I'm at work, I'm supporting her because she supports me. All she has to do is call me and say, Lisa, I don't want you on the stage during the day. I try to offer something, might not be what you want to hear. I try to offer things. I try to question things. I try to be a part of the conversation. It might not go the way you want it to go. I might not sound as intelligent as you want me to sound, but I do offer things to the conversation. Now, I don't know what the fuck happened today. I was just talking about Dr. Carr, which is something that I play in the morning, not every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We play Dr. Carr, just listening and trying to get fed from all this other stuff, from all this cursing and calling people out of their names and calling people disrespectful shit. We just play and try to get fed and try to develop community. A lot of stuff that Dr. Carr talks about, no, I don't know. But I do have the intelligence to go and look it up and try to find out about it. So next time this conversation, I'm a little bit more versed. So that's how it went. I was literally doxxed. Anybody who can pull up the last 4 digits of your social security number, who's gonna type where your kid, who wants this? Which one of you guys in here wants this? When all I did was give my number in good faith to person on this app, Shauna Law, and I think also I gave my real phone number to Kat. And then they take that number and then they go and reverse it and try to figure out who's who on that particular line, which has been in our family for 30 fucking years. And I'm sitting here trying to explain it to strangers. Who would want that? How would you like to look in the chat and see your kid's high school name in there? And it's such a unique name. That's why I knew it was towards me and my family. You know? So they even give me deep with it. They're all talking about, oh, your dad is not this. He's from the Bronx. How did you guys figure that out?
Lisa, half these people in this motherfucking chat don't care. They think you're a liar. They think you post pictures. Listen, just drop it because you're never going to stop the hate from people. I know you were doxxed. You know I was doxxed. I FaceTimed you, you FaceTimed me. We know what each other looks like. This is horse shit. Let it go. They don't care. As a matter of fact, they just want to push knives deeper. So I'm serious. I love you. I want you to just let this go. Fuck these people.
I didn't start it, April.
I know.
This is reformed. I literally heard that person say, and I told you this because I thought it was fucked up. I don't have a dog in this fight. I'm over this, whatever the bullshit is on a Friday night. But when a person literally brags in a room that a person who, I don't give a shit if you dox me or not. If you're in a room listening where people are discussing that they listen to you talking in your rooms and wrote down the fucking GPS instructions on where you were driving to pinpoint your location, number one, that's some scary ass shit. Number two, nobody is that fucking important on this app for any fucking body to do that.
Hello, I thought we were censoring me. What the fuck is
no, we're not censoring you. We're talking about somebody that someone was in the room.
This is censoring me.
It's supposed to be about Kalisha was in the room modding the judge when this person was talking about That was fucked up. She detailed all the ways that she doxed Lisa, and I was gonna say that was fucked up because I would defend anybody that happened to on this stage. Literally writing down at least, may I finish?
I'm just asking, are you saying Kalisha was in the room modded?
She was the judge in the room that Lisa was on trial. Yes.
Lisa was never on trial.
She was. Don't lie. Don't lie. Say she was in that room cussing everybody out.
Come on. We were all in that damn room. Come on. We've already gone over this part.
I'm trying to find out about the GPS because that's new. You're saying that happened in the room where Kalisha was writing the GPS.
Right. This person was detailing all of the ways that she quote unquote found out who Lisa was. She literally said that. She was listening to her when she was driving in her car with the GPS in the background. And she wrote it down to figure out where the fuck her kids were going and where she was dropping them off. And I was like, oh my God, that's too goddamn much. That's too goddamn much.
What is this have to do with me?
Because I don't know. I lost the thread.
What does this have to do with me?
You were on that stage playing lawyer against Lisa.
I was on the stage.
You
I would
were.
block every motherfucker on that stage too. And I'm just being, I love you, Kalisha, but I would have blocked everybody on that fucking stage too. That's some crazy ass shit. Listening to where she's driving when she's talking on the app, that's too much.
See, I was really hoping there was like some real shit here, but I can control what other people say. Like, it is crazy. None of this has to do with me.
doxing, I thought. I came late. I was late to class. I was trying to read.
Yes, the whole thing is that Alicia already did it off.
Never said anything like Khaleesi. Never doxed.
No, April, you weren't in the room 5 minutes ago. I said like you because that's exactly what the fuck was said.
April,
Who said it?
actually, that was said actually.
So please shut the fuck up. You're pissing me off now.
I don't care if you're pissed off, because you were in that room showing your ass.
I didn't show my ass. I'm sorry your friend is a fucking liar. That has nothing to do with me.
Yeah,
Okay, April, hold on. Just don't add another person to the fight.
That's something, I don't care about what you guys all say, but if you got that fucking mentality that you're gonna sit up and listen to me driving in my car, and I need GPS to get on the day, I have FaceTime with people, trying to prove who I am. I'm fucking talking.
No.
I have FaceTime. I have to do all that. Has somebody FaceTime you?
No.
You fucking look like it. Does somebody have to put your whole fucking kids on the phone?
Does this have anything to do with me? No.
Why are you not interested in
No.
Give a fuck.
I didn't ask.
I don't care who you
I don't care.
care what you do.
I didn't ask.
So stop the shit.
Can I be rude? Free Felicia. Free Felicia. Free Felicia.
Leave it with that. Leave it with that.
Free Felicia.
I don't give enough. Free your own motherfucking self.
You're gonna need to dox you or not.
Free Felicia. Did it. I am never in those fucking rooms.
Are you kidding me? Are you changing the narrative now?
Shit. Are you in
Okay, so we've now completely changed the claim. I have now completely changed the claim.
Were you the judge on the stage?
I'm
Yes or no?
I'm non-judgmental. So.
No, I'm not talking. I'm asking
I'm
her.
sorry.
But she's the judge on the stage. I'm never in the room. Talking about me, but I'm never in the room. And why am I so fucking important to you guys?
One
What did
question
I
at
do?
a time.
What's going on?
This is insane.
What's going on? It's insane. And nobody started it. You think this shit is insane? Be me. You try to be me.
You got that right, girl.
What the fuck are you so interested in?
I don't want for real.
Oh, then fine. Hello? Don't think this is hello. Take the shower.
Hello?
I'm not.
I'm me masquerading as a judge. What does that have to do with anything? Like, I'm still lost as to what
You
is it
involved? Yeah, you are. Because anybody who sits up and entertains like this in a room and nobody, and I'm not even in the room. It's just you all in there making up shit about it. Then you come back and call me a fucking liar.
Okay, so.
Stop right now.
So
Stop. I don't
Felicia didn't do
So we have to
everything is cleared up in that room. There are people in this room that have that recording. So everything that was spoken about, the person who said she doxed Lisa who actually looked up her information was Shauna. She did tell Lisa that. So Lisa, you had nothing to do with any type of doxing.
Get that clip. Right back in my neck. A lie come on a slip or a
So has anything about anything I've ever said changed this entire time? Because I don't think that I've ever been inconsistent.
No, that
Now you be consistently a piece of shit.
that was
Are we gonna do personal attacks now? Because you don't want to go back and forth
all
with me.
day. You know.
I am a wrongfully interracial out here. I've been in jail for a year. I was the most tragic mulatto. And for what? I didn't even do anything.
Not the
I
Irish
didn't do anything.
Not
I
Lisa Cozy after.
didn't do anything. So we've all established though that I didn't dox anyone, and there's no reason for me to ever be locked out of this room, correct?
Are you talking to me?
Raven already said I was locked out of the fuck I wanted. Now we have Kalisha